play.
Ah,
Welcome to the podcast where a group of like-minded nerds play a randomly generated RPG. The Natural One podcast, where the plot is made up and the hit dice don't matter.
Sailing away from Yorick. So the Osprey has been repaired, right? There's portions of the rot that's been taken out of the hull and some brand new sails.
Yes.
yep.
And then the game plan was to give you guys like a little bit of time to consider if there's anything else you wanted to do, and then we would make way for Gildren and then Snowmelt Beyond in order to try and effect even greater repairs, maybe try and sell the Ark that's in your hold. Now, speaking of the Ark, there are 4 plants that we need to randomly pick. So the way that it's going to work is, I believe I sent the stuff in the Facebook chat, that each Ark plant, I'm going to write it down just to make sure I remember, it's 1d4 roots, 1d6 stems, 1d8 flowers, and 1d10 leaves. So Ark from the painting that you guys saw, it's not that it has extra stems, it is how many stems you could conceivably cut it into. It's the same thing as how many sections of roots could you get, how many flowers have actually bloomed, and then how many leaves. Each of those have basically a distilled magical component to it. So if you were to sell all the leaves all at once, someone could do a bunch of things, or you could just walk the plant up, and then we would break down the costs, essentially. Now, the thing about Ark, I've been thinking about this a fair bit, is I don't want it to be a strict, absolute, little bit of economics lesson. Everything in Dungeons & Dragons has an absolute value that's written down in a book, and typically there are deception persuasion rules in order to get someone to go above or below whatever the absolute value of an item is. Ark has no absolute value. So if you were to attempt to sell Ark to someone who doesn't know how to use it, it doesn't mean anything to them. At the same time as if you were trying to sell Ark to someone who does know how to use it, but also can only spare so much money, they'll offer you whatever they can in order to get their hands on it generally. So I think the rule of thumb here is it's going to go by what is in demand, which typically in the northern areas Ark is in demand, coupled with the rarity of the particular subspecies. So there are 20 species so far, and I'm sure I'll be making more. And each of those species kind of relates to specific elements inside the game that are kind of intentional. So the first species of Ark that you have, which is kind of the base, is called Arcania Embrosis, Embrosis.
Okay.
And that is typically when people refer to Ark, they refer to Arcania Embrosis, which is the Latin word for basically any plant. So for this one, for this one plant, I need someone to roll. Let's start with a d4, and then we'll determine how many sections of roots are available in this one plant, and then we'll do the other 3 afterwards.
Who wants to do it?
I mean, there's 4 plants. We can each do one.
Yeah.
Sure.
That works.
Well, who wants to go first?
Okay, I will.
All right. So give me a d4.
4.
Nice. Give me a d6.
5.
Okay. D8.
8.
Sure. And 10.
This one's the 10. 2.
Okay. So you take a look at the first plant, and this has the like the kind of the royal violet blossom.
Yeah.
So there are basically 4 separate roots that you could take a part of it. The stem is long enough to be broken into 5 equal sections. There are 8 flowers amongst it, and there are only 2 leaves. It looks like some of the other leaves were already taken off. Who would like to go next?
I will.
So give me a d20, and there is no, like, rolling a 1 isn't bad, rolling a 20 isn't the best. It's just roll a d20.
Oh, and you said there was probably 4 routes, right? Is what the first 4 was?
Yes.
Okay,
So
so-
there are 4 routes that each one could be taken off and then sold, or you can try and do it in a bulk thing.
Holy.
1.
It's okay,
Maybe-
Simon. You gotta roll dice somewhere else, man.
Yeah.
That was large and in charge.
First one's 1.
Yeah, roll a 1.
Okay. Okay. I'll just jot that down. Okay. Now roll. Give me a d4.
1.
All right. A d6.
Fucking roll. 2.
Okay. A d8.
4.
And a d10.
1. Fuck
All
sakes.
right. Let's go to Nate. Nate, can you
Yep.
roll me a d20, please?
5.
Cool. Cool. All right. Give me a d4
4.
and a d6,
3.
and then a d8,
8.
and then a d10.
1.
All right. And Xanaruk, last but not least.
A
So let's-
D20,
Yeah. Open with the d20.
20.
You fucking would, you piece of shit. All right. All right. Give me a d4.
Mm-hmm. 2.
Okay. Give me a d6.
4.
All right. Give me a d8.
7.
Oh no. Okay. And give me a d10.
8.
Okay. Now, as I'm gonna let everybody except Xanaruk roll a skill of their choice, either being a straight intelligence check, nature check, history, or arcana. Don't tell me what your number, like, don't tell me what thing you used is necessarily. I just need to know what your numbers are. It's to see if you can determine what species these other 3 are.
I rolled a 12.
Okay.
I also rolled a 12.
Big fat 6.
Right. So, Nate, in your travels, you haven't encountered Ark, and when you spend your time studying it, it is very uncommon. It is a plant by any other means, but there is a distinct magical hum that comes with it. Some of the pollen seems to almost be like a glowing mote of light, and as you move the flower around, it seems to, even when it is uprooted, still provide a little bit of a faint yellowish glow. You can't tell what any of these are. Barry, you've heard stories of Ark, and in particular, you've heard stories about 2 things. One, it is incredibly powerful, and 2, that power can become very addictive. Not necessarily in a medical addiction sense, but you have heard of people who splice in their own addictive elements in order to ensure that people go back to a certain supplier. The Ark addiction isn't necessarily something that comes across all that much in Lona, but you have heard just kind of like general stories about Ark is super great, but when you attain greatness, sometimes it's very hard to come down from that. And Sirius, in your travels, you have come across a lot of Ark, and these all kind of blend in together to you. You can't really make heads or tails. The main one, the Arcania ambrosus, seems to just kind of be the same. I'll just leave it at that.
Fair enough.
So I have the notes of which one is kind of which. So for the time being, just kind of reference it at Barry rolled, the plant that Nate rolled, or the plant that Xanaruk rolled. I think it's going to be fairly easy to tell that the plant that Xanaruk rolled is the most expensive.
Sweet.
But for the most part, they all look the same, and in a little bit of time, you may be able to determine which one is which. Now, the last point I would like to bring up is while you are at sea, we need to talk armor, and in particular, your armors.
Take that shit off so you don't fucking drown.
Oh,
Exactly.
the personal armor, not the armor of the ship you're talking.
Now, I'm talking about, like, basically, if you wear anything
Going for a
other
swim
than
in
leather
chainmail.
or hide. Yeah, so that
Safe.
chainmail's out, scale mail's out, breastplate's out, half plate's out, heavy armor, all that stuff. So I
So
think,
all light armor is good?
yeah, studded leather. I think I'll let you guys get away with that.
Considering my only
Um,
proficiency is light armor, I think I'm good.
So basically, the way that I'm going to do it is you're going to have a higher DC for swim checks in medium armor, and you have straight disadvantage and a higher DC in heavier armor.
Yeah, that it's just assume if I'm on the boat, I've taken off my fucking chainmail.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the only other person who has medium armor is Nate, and I just wanted to check in. Nate, what's your modus operandi?
Well, I'm actually wearing heavy armor. I'm wearing chainmail. So I would also take that off.
Okay. So while you're on the Osprey, because it's bad. Okay, great.
My
Is there-
armor class is low.
Did you have anything you wanted to complete before we cut to the Osprey on the high seas and you guys trying to get up to Gildren at about a day and a half without necessarily exhausting your captain, even though that's probably going to happen?
I was hoping to. I know last time I picked up a bunch of random helpful things to have on a ship, which included
Mhm.
like a manifest, ink and quill, a padlock, navigational charts.
Yep.
One thing we don't have is a chest. So really, the only thing we could apply the padlock to is the whole cargo hold, which is really kind of not helpful. I was hoping we could find something that we'd actually lock up inside, so once we do get to the point of hiring people, it wouldn't be quite so bad as being like, oh, we gotta unlock the whole ship to let them in and see what's going on.
I mean, don't we have a chest though? Because we have a chest of 500 gold.
Yeah, so the chest would be
Mhm.
overflowing with 500
Yeah.
gold, but that'd be about it. So if you
Okay.
wanted
Pretty
to
small chest.
invest in a chest, we can get another chest. Don't forget that the cargo hold of the Osprey is more or less just an open deck, so you can make alterations to it to
I
create
have
like.
plans. The things will change. I have
Okay.
very many.
Yes, but we already ran into the problem alongside Yorick where one person had to be on the ship all the time.
Don't worry. The first thing we're doing is getting a crew, guys. That's the plan, man. We got to get somebody to be able to stay with the ship while we're doing stuff. That's my first game plan. Is get a crew.
Gucci.
We just gotta make sure it's someone that we trust.
Well, I mean, it's easy to trust them when you're the ones paying them.
No, that's not how that works.
Well, I mean, what you're gonna have to trust. You're gonna have to trust somebody. You know what I mean? There's nothing we can really do about it.
Yeah,
yeah, no,
trust
I
the
agree with
padlock that I bought.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. That's true. Cool. All right. Well, that's my personal game plan. I don't know if we're in character or out of character, but that is. I do definitely. Also, Logan, we still need to get the main wood of the ship repaired, right, and switched out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I mean, you can. What's the best way to describe it? You could make a cross the ocean trek. You just right now you aren't at maximum hardness.
Yeah.
Your hardness value is supposed to be at 5,
Yeah.
but you're at 3 right now. So really, what you're looking at is fresh siding. You were able to get like a patch fix, but you still need to get a dry dock in order to affect fresh siding, which I think you guys have more than enough money for.
And the human capital is called what? Sorry?
Snowmelt.
Snowmelt. That's
Snowmelt.
it. Snowmelt.
and
Such a great
so
name.
you're gonna go past Gildren,
Yeah.
and then into Snowmelt. So basically, go to Gildren. At least is what I remember. Go to Gildren, stop off, say hello to Nate's family, who he hasn't seen in a long time, and then boogie on over to Snowmelt to effect repairs to the Osprey.
Yeah, it's a straight run up the coast past Freemind into the bay, right by Gildren, then it's up the river to Snowmelt.
So
I have one or two things that I'd like to do before we leave.
Okay.
Okay.
One, I'd like to return the chain shirt to the king. And then
Oh,
the
and I need
second,
that.
and then the second thing is if there's any way for me to get like fabric so that I can so we can actually fly the symbol of the children when we're actually going into port.
Don't worry, I got
Yes.
all this planned, my friend.
Cool.
Yeah.
In that case, just need to return the chain shirt.
I have
Okay.
a little.
So do you
I have
take
a
it
little
to?
idea about something that I'm gonna get done when we are in a bigger city. So
I'm excited.
okay, so if you want to return the chain
So
shirt,
we'll just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll take like because I think like it'll just be like the morning before we leave, but I'll just take that to the king.
Okay. So do you take it directly to him, or are you happy to gloss over it?
I mean, I'm happy to gloss over it, but like I would make sure I actually give it to him personally.
Okay. You give him the chain shirt, and he looks sad. Next.
Perfect.
Nice.
We can
I
roleplay
fulfilled
this
my
if you
moral
want,
obligation.
but
I fulfilled
just,
my moral obligation. That's
I
all I
just
needed to
choked
do.
on my fucking burrito.
Nice.
we got places that I want to be, man. Like I'm very excited for
I
what's coming.
deeply feel you. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna try and be in character, and I'm gonna ask Nate a couple questions actually.
Go for it.
Nate.
Oh, allow me just to step back.
Nate.
Yeah.
I understand that you're from the area that we're going to.
I mean, I was born there and I lived there my young life.
Okay. Are you opposed to going to Snowmelt first, and then after everything is done, once we have a crew stopping off in your hometown, and then having them watch the ship, so we can all go do all the stuff?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I've been trying to get home for like 5 years.
Okay.
So,
and
so
if I
it would hurt a
promise-
little bit. It would hurt a little bit to like sail right beside it, knowing that it's right there.
Fair enough. If I promise that once we get everything we need, the first thing we do is take you there, will you take my word for that?
I have no reason not to.
Okay, well, I promise, if it's okay with you, if we get the stuff we need to get done first in Snowmelt, talk to a couple people I want to see about the Ark, then
Okay.
once we're done that, it's all about you, buddy. You're first up to bat. You got a thing you want to do, we'll fucking do it.
I mean, what's 1 or 2 more days, right?
Exactly, that was my thought. And then we can get everything organized, get the crew. I want to get a navigator and get everything organized, and then we can have them watch the ship, and we can spend as much time as you want, my friend, in your hometown.
Fair. Well, in terms of the crew, I mean, they're so my home, we revere Cord,
Mhm.
who is one of the gods of war, but also of the Tempest. So there may be people in my hometown who would be very good.
Yeah, I was
on
only
ships.
assuming Snowmelt, sorry, because it's just one of the. Logan, I'm assuming it's one of the bigger cities on the continent.
Fucking biggest, baby.
Okay, and that was my game plan. I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's reasonable.
if we're looking for a good tight crew, looking in the harbor there is probably the best place.
I absolutely agree with that.
Okay, well then in that case, we will head to Snowmelt first, and then after that, we will do every little thing that you want to do, my friend.
Well, I mean, I have a lot of wants.
Well, I mean, you drew the long straw. You get to go first, my friend.
All right, works for me.
Okay, perfect. Is everybody else okay with that?
Right.
Perfect.
Everybody step on each other.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's so excited. Okay, so Logan, that's the game plan, buddy.
All right. excuse me while I pontificate for a little bit. So,
Sure.
the Osprey goes to sea. Now, as you are on the east coast of this particular continent, the winds will sweep up over the landscape and then full the sails as you proceed north. This is the first time that Sirius, you have been to sea under your own power. Typically, when you were at sea, you served a master. And now, for the first time, it's dawning on you that you are the master. You are the commander. You are the captain of this vessel. There are a couple of problems that you could foresee, like who owned the Osprey beforehand, and where is it registered. So with those things ticking over in your mind, you feel the ocean spray on your skin again, and it relaxes you. It's about as close to home as you have ever really been. Can I get you to roll a sail check, please?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. That's 18. 18.
Oh, yeah. You're doing fine. You gracefully rig your sails. The boys go down and give you a hand, and you kind of show them how to do it, and the ship seems to know on its own where it's going.
Fair enough.
So you have time now to do whatever you want while you're at sea, but while that is happening, I need you to roll a 12-sided die.
Shit. Oh, that's the one nobody ever uses.
That's right.
That's a 3.
Okay. So you all have, I'm going to say, a couple of hours before we kind of move on to the next event. What do your people do? And when would you like to unfurl the Osprey's call?
I don't know. I don't know. What's unfurl mean?
When do you want to do the Osprey's call?
Oh, the actual. Oh God, we haven't gone over it with Spencer yet.
I mean, I've read it. It looks great.
There's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I'm kind of embarrassed now. It's actually kind of funny. We could go over it once with me, and Zach knows the thing really well. And okay, well, I was hoping you knew it really well, but that's fine.
Already forgot.
Well, I mean, it'll be like the first time that you do it, right? So it doesn't have to be good from the beginning.
Okay, well, I can try and just go over it.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay, hold
Do
on.
it.
Okay.
Me.
Oh man, this is so. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is the song that we wrote, and it goes like this. The Osprey, she is the mightiest. The Osprey, she is the flightiest. She is the master of the waves, outrunning storm and squall. The ladies counting down the days to hear her Osprey's call. The Osprey, she is the mightiest. The Osprey, she is the flightiest. Her sails are full of blowing wind. Her lines are sleek, the race she'll win. Her wheel won't break, she'll never end. The mighty call cuts through the din. The Osprey, she is the mightiest. The Osprey, she is the flightiest. The Osprey, she is the mightiest. The Osprey, she is the flightiest. That was the song.
Okay. So, as Sirius seems to make up the Osprey's call more or less on the fly,
Accurate.
does everybody else join in, or are you just going to kind of stand in wonder?
Oh no, that's getting joined in by Barry.
Yeah, I would join in.
I won't.
Okay, if we're gonna sing together, there's kind of a weird, like... Tell you what. We'll practice it, okay?
You can practice it not on the stream.
That's
How's
what I
that?
was, yeah.
That's the best.
At the end of the
Yeah,
stream, we'll
okay.
go over it a bunch of times.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, that sounds like a good choice.
Now then, as you all start to join your voices together, except for Xanaruk, because he's a party poop, I need Barry to roll an Arcana check.
Sounds good. Just as a heads up, because of the pickup on this mic, I'm just going to go on mute as I roll, and just trust that I am rolling.
Yeah, that's cool.
You said Arcana, right?
Yes, please.
15.
You pick it up first, before anybody else really seems to get the sense that the osprey itself is resonating with your voices. And then, Barry, it dawns on you, you never actually looked at the osprey to see if it was magic. And it is.
Holy
Bum,
shit.
bum, bum.
What?
You are in the process of singing, and then you look around and you can see the faintest signature of a certain dwarven arcanist enchanter. And the type of magic that has been laid into the bones of the osprey is bardic. It is, by its very nature, based in music. And the more you guys sing, eventually there's a large sigil that kind of begins to glow with this deep purple radiance. And it sits just forward of the forward mast. Now, Barry, you're taking a look at this thing and you find, do you stand in the sigil?
Not at first. Do I recognize what the sigil represents?
Give me another Arcana check.
Okay. This one is a 16.
Yeah, you do know. That is the bardic symbol for range. Now, I mean, imagine a symbol that implies the ability to extend your reach farther than one was able to before.
Okay. Do I get the sense that it's a physical range or more of on a more ethereal understanding of range? Like, let's make the guns shoot further, or we can see further.
Neither of those.
Okay. Range of sail.
Nope. Have you stepped into the sigil yet?
Do it. Not yet. I'm gonna grab my violin first. And I'm
Okay.
gonna play some music outside of it and then step into it.
Okay. So as soon as Barry steps into the sigil, the sound volume of his violin doubles. It fills the passing air with beautiful melody. Roll a performance check for me.
Okay. Oh, such bard boner right now. Performance?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm too overcome. That's only a 9.
The
But
immense.
This is my masterwork violin,
Yeah.
and I've slept, which means I have advantage on this roll if I want.
Yeah. It's once a day, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want advantage on it?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Give her.
Okay, that's a
give her,
lot
buddy.
better. That's a 21.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Worth
so,
it.
as you are strumming the strings in harmony, the vibrations seem to echo. So your music, while you are on the Osprey, will essentially be a lot fucking louder. What type of spells do you have, my man?
Me?
Yeah.
What am I running right now? I
Yeah.
can-
What do you have? What do you have prepared?
I have Bane, Dissonant Whispers, Fairy Fire, Cure Wounds, and Tasha's Hideous Laughter at level 1, and Suggestion at level 2.
What's the range on Fairy Fire?
If I remember correctly, it's 60 feet. Let me pull that up. I have it in front of me in one moment. I should have had this prepared. I apologize.
It's okay. I didn't think we'd be casting spells.
On Fairy Fire, you said?
Yeah.
60 feet.
Okay. There's a part of your brain that is solving this equation without your conscious awareness, and it subtly suggests to you to cast Fairy Fire as far away as you can.
I will expend a level 1 spell slot and do so.
Okay, great. So, Barry, you stop playing and then reach out your hands and do the magical gesture needed, and you see a cloud of kind of a purpley blue light. Only it is twice as far away as you expected it to be.
Oh, Jesus.
So while you are standing in the sigil on the Osprey, you have twice the effective range on all of your spells.
Damn.
Right, did you see that?
Pretty dope.
Barry, what is going on? What is happening with the ship right now?
It looks like this ship has been imbued with a bardic magic.
Yeah, okay. So what it made your spell go farther? What is happening?
Right. It responds to song and music. You starting that song is what triggered this whole thing. And us joining in, the ship seemed to like it.
Oh, well that's kind of nice actually.
Aye, right here before in front of the front mast here, there's a sigil. If I stand on that, I can throw my magic further than I've ever thrown it before.
Well, knowing these waters, that's going to be pretty helpful.
Oh, that's good to hear.
It really makes me wonder who owned the ship before us.
Yeah, I'm starting to think more and more about that, and well, let's hope it's nobody that wants to kill us.
Well, whoever it was that found it.
They're probably dead. I mean, the ship was empty.
That is the best. That's the best case scenario. Is they're dead.
No, we can kill them.
Now,
Also,
Sirius,
Oh.
hold on. Sirius, I need you to make a perception check.
okay, that's 20.
Oh,
Not
nice.
Natural.
That's fine. That's still a good number. So while everyone else seems to be quasi-focused on the glowing sigil and the half-elf standing in the middle of it casting spells way off into the distance, you look up and you see a bird that has seemed to have taken root in the top of your mast. Care to guess what that bird is?
An osprey?
Yes. So the sea-born predator has decided to answer your call and now has stood atop of it. So, once per day, when you use a couple of minutes to sing your sea shanty, based on a little bit of probability, the osprey may or may not summon an osprey. Now that bird is yours to control.
Whoa. There's a lot you can
So-
do with a bird.
We have a ship's pet, guys.
It more or less acts similar to kind of like a familiar. Barry, while standing in the sigil, can kind of get plugged into it and do some drone stuff. But it is only once per day, and it only lasts for like a couple of minutes. So it's just a little bit more information for you guys to make decisions with.
Out of character, that's so fucking cool.
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking badass, man.
In character, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. This, I kind of look over at everybody and I kind of like point at it, and I'm like, well, that's probably a good omen, isn't it?
Want me to throw an axe at it?
No.
Oh. Okay.
No.
You sure?
Well, yeah, because it's like an osprey, and this is an osprey, and
I could talk to it.
can you?
Wait,
Yeah.
when you say talk to it, do you mean hit it with an axe? Because that's
No,
not
no.
the same thing.
No. I could talk to it.
Please?
Do that?
Yeah.
Alright, give me 10 minutes and get the bird closer.
Oh, how about you climb the thing?
I don't want to climb up there. You get it.
Well, I can't tell it what to do.
I'll climb the thing and see if I can bring it down, but I mean, it can also fly. I just don't know if we have any control over it.
Yeah, DM, how much control do we have over this? Can we yell at it and tell it what to do, or is it kind of like, I'm gonna do what I want to do?
For as long as it's not being directly controlled by somebody, it is a bird, and it will do bird things. And the control mechanism I leave to you to figure out.
I mean,
Okay.
I guess I don't need it to be down here to talk to it. But just keep it here for 10 minutes and I can talk to it.
Oh, I am supremely interested in this. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. So I start casting Speak with Animals as a ritual.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was
Where-
picturing Rook sitting there just staring at the bird for 10 minutes doing nothing.
Just, I'm looking at your character sheet. Hold on.
It's from the totem thing.
Oh, the spirit
that's
seeker.
right.
Yeah,
Holy
you
shit.
can beast sense and speak with animals. That's fucking cool. I didn't anticipate that at
Holy
all.
shit! Now you have to make up
Nice.
stuff for the friggin' bird to say. Good luck with that.
That's easy. That's super easy. I'm just gonna make a bunch of shit up. Okay,
The
so you
bird.
concentrate for 10 minutes, and the bird can tell that you're casting something, so it simply like kind of pops down and is sitting on one of the gunnels. How's that? So it's kind of sitting on like a hand railing, having a grand old time doing weird like side bird eye because it's kind of checking everything out. It's also a little hungry. And then your spell completes, the energy is discharged, and then you can speak with animals. What would you like to say?
Does anyone else want this bird to have like a wicked Boston accent?
So much.
Good luck. Okay, so I go up to the bird and go, "Hey, bird. Do you understand what I'm saying?"
Yeah, I fucking understand what you're saying. Come on.
Oh, that didn't expect that.
This is so magical.
That bird sounds weird, guys.
I love
Uh,
magic.
Do you have a name?
Well, you're riding around on it, so I figure it's the osprey.
Yeah, that's the kind of bird you are, but do you have a name?
No, it is me name. They named the boat after me.
Ah, the only osprey in existence, I see.
Listen, Mr. Sarcastic, you just waved your hands around in order to talk to me. So let's fucking cool the sass,
Who
would
owned
you?
the boat?
Yeah,
Who
no,
owned the
that's
boat?
fair.
Who owned the
Oh
boat?
yeah. Is there anything you guys want me to ask? I mean,
Who
I can't
owned
really
the
think-
boat?
Who owns the boat?
Oh, so yeah, Mr. Bird Guy. Do you know who owned the boat before us?
Before youth?
Yeah.
Like, if a bird could try and think, it's actively trying to recall. And it goes, I'll be pretty honest here. No one's really talked to me in a long time. I'm finding the accent. Give me a little bit of time.
Yeah, what's his face?
No worries.
You know, I don't know where it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, what you talking about?
Let me level with you.
Hmm.
Besides the people who made this, you're the only ones who managed to figure out that there was something going on with this ship.
Unfortunately, our characters don't hear any of this, so Sam, you're on your own.
Really?
What's he saying?
So apparently, like, besides the people who made it, we're the only ones who've owned it.
Who made it? Who made it?
Hey, who made
yeah, it? Yeah. Who made the ship?
Oh jeez. Some sort of, well, I guess, shipwrights you'd call them. They had a, what's the word? One of them volcano mountains. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Volcano.
hot place.
What's a
hot place with-
volcano mountain, guys?
A volcano?
A
What
volcano?
I-
A regular
yeah.
volcano?
I think it's called a volcano.
Is
I
that what
think
he's
they're
saying?
just called
It was made in-
volcanoes,
it was-
Mr. Bird.
Wait, no, it was made in a volcano. The ship was made in a Is that what he's saying?
I think.
What are you, some sort of translator? Fucking
Yeah, they don't
talking to them
speak
and me?
Sadly.
Yeah. Listen, which one of these guys is captain in this vessel here?
That's me.
You're the captain. All right. Well,
Yep.
wouldn't have called that, but all right.
hmm
Thanks, Xanaruk.
Yep.
What's he saying, Zan? What was you were agreeing?
Oh,
with
he's just
something?
asking who's the coolest one here, so.
Oh well, that is you. So.
Yeah.
That's
Duh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is it anything else, Mr. Questions?
Oh, yeah. Any other questions, guys?
Okay, so he doesn't know.
How old is the ship?
Oh, good idea. How old is the ship?
What can he do for us?
And what can you do for us?
Well, let's not be so possessive here, fellas. Come on. How old is the ship? Generally, you don't ask a lady that, but I gotta say, I've been around a few times.
A lady? What?
Wait, it's a girl.
Hey, every ship's a lady. Come on now.
Oh. Really? That's weird.
And what can what can I do for you? I think the better question might be, what can you do for me? How long does
I
the
can
spell
talk
last?
to you. 10 minutes. Right?
Oh shit! All right, this is quite the conversation then.
Yeah. And I could just keep casting it if it runs out. I can do it at will. I mean, it takes 10 minutes to cast every
Jeez.
time, but... Wait, no. Casting
Okay, well-
one action.
Oh, it doesn't even take 10 minutes.
No.
You have to cast it as a
Last 10
ritual.
I could just talk to animals forever.
Logan, be ready for him to talk to every fucking animal.
Holy...
This is gonna be a lot of fun.
Woo.
I'm gonna fucking hone in my Boston accent. Bastin.
Wait. Does this mean Zanrook is our Disney princess?
I could talk
Yes.
Oh
to
my
anything.
god, yes he is.
Look at
We
this
have a
stuff.
magic- Wait.
Isn't it neat? Don't you think my collection's complete?
And that's where we're gonna stop for copyright reasons.
But wait. So we have a magical ship and a person that can speak to animals. This is fantastic. Just in character, out of character, everything about this is great. This is great.
We're basically living out Fantasia.
Yeah, this is. Oh, Zan. So
Yeah.
it seems like he's dodging a lot of these questions. I feel like he knows a lot more. Maybe you should try and get the truth out of him. You know, like.
Okay,
specifically-
and I go and grab the bird by its neck.
No.
Zan,
Tell
no,
us more! They say you're lying!
So I need you to make a melee attack as I attempt to get out of the way.
Zan, no! I'm like tapping him on the shoulders.
17.
You for sure grab it. And as you get both of your massive gray-skinned hands around this tiny bird, you squeeze just like a little bit too much, and the bird explodes in a poof of feathers.
God, you just killed the bird.
So anyways,
No, wait.
This is the
Did he
most
actually
just
twisted Disney
failing.
film of
Did he
life.
actually just die, or did he like find familiar out of the?
yeah, did he go poof or was it poof?
like the end of a familiar spell when you kill a familiar and it just poofs.
Okay,
But-
good.
What I do need is Sirius to make a sail check as the ship begins to kind of on its own wildly begin to just change directions.
Oh frig. Oh, that's a natural 20.
All right, you very quickly get it under control again, and it seems to stop fighting you as much, and you continue proceeding to the north. So note to self, don't kill the osprey.
Zan, I meant intimidate it. Don't squish it.
But you said, yeah, grab things. That's how you intimidate them. You show them your strength.
You know what? You're not wrong about that. But,
I didn't expect it to go bleh.
well, I didn't know it was I wasn't sure it was magical. I was a little confused about what was happening. So we have a magical bird that's. This is a
So is
lot.
the bird
Hey,
like
magic-
shit? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Well, is there a body?
No, well, there's nothing.
Yeah. So how many birds have you crushed that there wasn't anything left over?
A few.
It's just. Okay.
I really want to write.
Zanaruk has been has seen some shit, man.
Oh man.
Yep.
Nate's just
I've been
taking notes, and he has so many more questions than answers at this point.
This is brilliant. Okay, is there anything else any of you other guys want to do, or
I'm
is
literally
it...
just gonna pat Zach on the or Zanaruk on the shoulder and be like, next time, they like to land on your arm and they don't like when you break their necks.
Yeah. That's, fair.
Hey, serious?
Yeah.
So heavy armor, like chainmail and water, don't go so well together.
Yeah, that's why I took my armor off, because you drown really fast.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like I'm not wearing my armor either. I'm just in my clothes. But is there like what do people normally wear on ships? Because I mean I'm feeling very exposed right now.
You
Like I
mean,
could get I could just get hit by a lot of arrows and just immediately die.
You'll be fine.
You mean like parts of the Confederate Navy? What do they wear?
Well, I mean like you've been on ships before. What did the other sailors wear?
Well, most sailors just wear their clothes, but I think you're fishing for what do the muscle wear?
Yeah, because I would qualify as muscle at this point.
Logan, would my character know about mariner's armor?
No,
No. I don't know.
because like, Mariner's armor is a fairly important magic item, which would not be available to people. So the Marines of the Confederate Navy wear a kind of a mixture studded leather, but there's an understanding that the dangers of falling overboard are almost greater than the dangers of boarders. Shields are pretty handy, but ultimately, if you're in a naval battle, it is the guns that are going to put you down. It's not going to be the boarders. By the time someone brings their boarders across, it's already too late to be considering what kind of armor you're wearing. Likely at least 50% of your crew has been shotgun blast or mortared to death, and that's the only reason why the boarders are coming across.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Cool.
So the answer to your question is, I don't know.
Yeah, no, reasonable. It's just not wearing armor is weird.
Yeah, not the best, but also I spent a lot of my life not wearing armor, so.
Fair.
Same.
I mean, I spent a couple years without armor. I was all right. But I spent most of my life with it. It's the only way to survive.
Hey Barry.
It's not the only way to survive, trust me.
Aye.
Said that man
so-
with no shirt.
Yeah. If every time you play, the sigils light up.
So Barry will pull out his violin and start playing and see if the sigil lights up.
Nope.
Oh, we gotta do the stupid song.
Probably the song.
Aye, it's probably the song you started singing.
Okay, I'm fine to just sail now. So.
For ease, we will get the sea shanty down to the point where you guys are comfortable with it. We'll layer it into the podcast, and then from that point on, it'll basically just be someone will roll performance. But there's a trick to it. It's not as simple as singing the sea shanty, but we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right, so you proceed north. So you spend your first 24 hours at sea. How many of you are going to stay awake, and how many of you are going to go down?
I'll stay awake.
I'll stay awake.
I'll sleep in that case, and we can
Yeah,
just
I'll
do
sleep.
watches.
Okay.
We'll just
So-
alternate.
What?
We'll alternate, like,
What
do
do you
shifts.
mean?
Yeah.
Do you know how to sail a ship?
Excellent time
As
to
I
learn.
said, yeah, exactly. Why not learn in the pitch black darkness?
I'm
Perfect.
gonna make sure that I'm the one sailing at night.
Yes. The only way you don't immediately go aground or miss the turnoff into the bay entirely is if Syria stays up there. The rest of you, however, can sleep in shifts if you so desire.
Sure.
I
Yeah, I'm
do
gonna
so
sleep.
desire.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, great. Then throughout the evening, Sirius, I need you to roll a d12.
6.
Okay. The night passes rather uneventfully, but you do suffer 1 point of exhaustion as you haven't had a sleepy sleep. You now have disadvantage on all ability checks.
Sweet.
Nice.
That's all I got. Okay, sweet.
Okay. The rest of you three enjoy your first night on board. It's not particularly comfortable. The hammocks seem to kind of get their point across. But you all slumber kind of unusually well because you are being rocked to sleep by the Osprey. The next morning you wake up, you all kind of prepare individual trail rations. You don't really have a cook, so you're just kind of eating your dried nuts and meats or whatever it is that you so desire. As you begin to approach the bay in which Gildren is there. Now, Nate, this is the first time you have seen the bay from this angle, and also the first time you have seen your home, even if it's a little bit distant, and the first time in, what is it, like 6 years?
12 years since I've been
12
home.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are 4 of you. The 4 of you take in Gildren for the first time, and it is many, many miles away, but it is so massive, it stands out. The first thing that rises up over the horizon is a 4-pointed citadel, essentially, that rises up over the top, and this is absolutely by design. You see it, it sees you. This is guarding the entire bay. There are a series of signal lamps that kind of ring around the bay for anybody who is observing from the shore to light, who would let the Alliance Navy know. But in the most recent years, it serves more of a symbolic, like, welcome to the gateway of the Alliance. You notice a steady increase in naval traffic. There are a couple of other merchant ships that are proceeding out, obviously trying to take advantage of first light and make it out into the new world. As you bring yourselves around to port and rejig your sails in order to grasp the wind fully. You are traveling fully into the wind now, so you kind of have to zigzag.
That's right. I'm going to ask if Barry can go up and keep his eyes open, if he can go up to the crow's nest and try to, just because we're going to be in close with the boats. I don't really know if, when you're coming in, there's going to be certain spots you don't want to, it gets a little shallow. I just want Barry up there. He's got some good eyes on him, so.
It might be better if I go up because Barry's better on the ship. 'Cause
that's
he's the only one who can activate the sigil.
Nate, if you feel like you could do it the best, then I would love for you to go and do it.
Okay, I'll climb up. Wow, home is so close.
Yes. I need you to make an athletics checks as you climb up the mast.
18 total.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You easily climb up the netting all the way to the point, and you climb into the crow's nest, and now you have advantage on perception checks.
I also have a climbing speed, just as a heads up.
Okay, fine. Then you make it up.
Yeah.
I also need you to make a perception check at advantage.
Okay. That's really nice that it's an advantage, because the first roll was a natural 1. 23.
Ooh.
As you enter the bay, and you get up a little bit higher, you take in all the ships that are there, and there's only about, I would say, 20 in the entire bay for the most part. The bay is rather large, but as you climb up into the crow's nest, you can actually see pretty fair distance. Oops, sorry. And what strikes you first is what looks to be a massive floating castle. And then as you guys proceed, you get a little bit closer, you see... I gotta make sure I get my name right. Yeah. This is by far and away the largest man-made thing you have ever seen, Nate. This is a ship, and on it there are 5 masts, and there are what appears to be 4 or 5 gun decks on top of like a full complement of sails and flags, and there's crew all over the place. You could put the Osprey in between 2 of the masts of this massive behemoth of a vessel, and it sits anchored a couple of miles off of the approaches to Gildren proper.
Nate.
Wow.
Nate. Whoa.
I'm
yelling. I'm yelling at Nate.
Yeah, no, I'm yelling back. I'm like, I'm just like, huge ship, 4 or 5 gun decks. I've never seen it before.
Do you see a name, Nate? Is there one on the back?
Take a look.
Actually, can I get Sirius? Can I get you to make an intelligence check? You're a little tired, so you're having a hard time jogging that memory, but let's see if you can do it.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's not so great. That's only a 12. One of them was a natural 20, but disadvantage.
You know, well, I mean, you're in Alliance waters, so there's only one thing that thing possibly could be, and it is the Dreadnought,
Okay.
spelt Dreadknot.
Yep. I'll relay that information to everybody.
You know it by reputation alone. It is the flagship for the Alliance Navy. It is big, it is scary, it is the mailed fist by which pirates are told to never ever attempt to get into the waterways that make it all the way to the interior of the Alliance. It sits just outside of Gildren in a posture, essentially. It has been a long time since the flagship has had to put to sea, but it is still a floating gun battery that can see farther than anything else and probably remains ready to do battle at any one particular time. Imagine it's kind of like a highway traffic stop, where if the Dreadnought starts moving, it's a bad day for everybody in the bay.
I'm gonna yell at everybody and be like, "Hey guys, you see that? That's the Alliance's big swinging dick."
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
Why isn't our ship like that? What the hell?
Well,
I want one.
Well, you know, it costs an infinite amount of gold, unlimited.
Let's steal
gold.
it.
No.
I don't want to die today.
One of those guns is enough to sink us, I'm sure. So let's give her a wide berth and let's move on. And I kind of
Okay.
I tip my hat towards the ship as we kind of try and go around it.
All right. So you tip your hats. Do you have colors? Are you flying any flags?
Did the ship come with any flags?
No.
Then, anybody have white? Anybody got white anything?
I mean, a shirt.
Well, Nate, tie it up, buddy.
You got
Nate
it.
is in the crow's nest, and you are more or less getting past the approaches, past the Dreadnought. And over the edge of the Dreadnought, you can see the clearly blue, high-collared coat of a Alliance officer as he regards you drifting by. And Sirius, you tip your hat, and the Alliance officer, like, tips his as well in a confused kind of, like, even from this distance, you can tell he's not too sure what to make of this. You're still kind of raggedy ship with 4 people on it, just kind of cruising past, and, like, a lot of people are looking at you like, look at that hunk of crap.
We are the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah,
But-
we are.
You drift past it, and it doesn't seem like the Dreadnought does anything about it. You kind of blend in with a bunch of merchant folk. There are some merchant vessels are flying flags, some of them aren't. It's not a huge deal. It's not a good idea to do that continuously, but for the time being, people are just kind of regarding the overall shabby shape that you're in. I think a bunch of people are just kind of assuming that you've lost your flags at sea, as you are clearly in disrepair.
We've lost,
That's
we've lost our
very-
flag. We've lost our crew. We're just limping in.
Yeah.
That's all I want them to
If we
assume.
ever have to explain anything, we're just explaining that we're coming back. We were set upon by pirates, and we're limping back to Snowmelt.
Which none of that is technically untrue.
I mean, I've never been to Snowmelt, so as long as we don't say we're going back again, we're fine.
Fair enough.
All right. So you're starting to get into confined waters. So, Sirius,
Yeah.
I need you to make a sail check at disadvantage.
Is there any way we can assist him?
Yeah, you theoretically could. None of you are trained in sailing. However, you all could basically just lend him your eyes. So someone could assist him basically trying to do the math on the maps. Does anyone particularly good at maps?
What does
No.
maps fall
What would
under?
that skill be?
Investigation or survival?
There's actually, like, the tool would be cartography.
Mhm. Wait, yeah, I'm good with maps. What? Yeah.
There we go. Xanaruk
Yeah.
finally clues in. Yes. Xanaruk, because of his Outlander background, has proficiency in landmarks and maps.
Yeah,
And he can very quickly look over at the water charts and be like, oh, this is where we're going. Okay, great. Xanaruk, also, this is the furthest north you have been for a fair number of years. And you have seen Gildren from afar,
Mhm.
and you have heard a little bit about some of the stuff that was going on inside Gildren during your travels.
Yes.
Do you cruise straight on by Gildren?
Mm,
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
sailing. I'm just sailing
I've
straight.
already agreed. I'm not even paying attention from the crow's nest anymore. I'm just
Hey.
staring at Gildren as we go by.
Hey, aren't we going to? Isn't that the city we're going? Why are we just going by it?
No. We're going to the next one. We're going to the capital.
Why?
Because it's bigger. They have a
But
dry
this
dock.
one's right here.
Yeah, but
Isn't
we
this
need- we
what's
need-
his name's family thing?
We need a dry dock first. We want to get this thing fixed and get a crew, and then we're coming back. I already promised him we're coming back.
We're coming back though.
100, literally, we're doing the fixing it, getting a crew, and then we're getting the hell out of there and right back here.
What's the other city?
Snowmelt.
Snowmelt.
Oh, I kind of want to go there too, so that's fine.
Wait, and then I kind of call you over, and I'm like, I saw you looking at the map. Can you read these?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not super great at that. Maybe you could be like my map guy.
I can do maps.
My lead navigator. Would that be what it would be called?
I don't see why not. Sounds
You're
right.
the captain, man. You can make it.
Okay,
Congratulations, Xanaruk. You are now the navigator.
Woo.
Thanks.
Huzzah!
I'm not to be rude, but I'm rather surprised. I thought you were just good at lifting things, but you made me look stupid. That's pretty good.
I can look at a map and basically know it.
Well.
So, Sirius, I need you to make a sail check, straight dice.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's 18. Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're not having this is easy for you.
Yeah, I'm doing really good today.
To the point where you guys are almost like on a leisurely, almost like a Sunday kind of cruise. Everybody else seems to be in a hurry, moving around, and you guys are just kind of taking it in, just having a grand old time. No issues at all.
What is the weather like?
It's a sunny day. It's really nice. It's a little bit windy and a little brisk. But for the most part, the sun has risen. A little bit of clouds, but not so much that it would take away from it. And there's, a very slight sea spray as you kind of bob up and down. But now you've transitioned from open ocean into, I wouldn't say river, but it's a fairly large canal. And as you passed Gildren, you kind of turn a little bit of a
Did we lose Logan?
Do we lose
He
Logan?
may have pieced out.
Bye, Logan.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Oh,
where Gildren was absolutely a defensive fortification.
That-
What?
You're back now.
Yeah, you
We missed a
disappeared for
bunch.
about 3 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's the internet that's here. I think they're streaming a movie or something, and it's medium internet plus. I think the basement I'm in, there's people upstairs who are watching 22 Jump Street, so the internet may get hammered a little bit. So that's okay. We'll just have to
Yeah, we'll just roll with
polish
it.
it out.
No big
So
deal.
we missed the
Can you
part
still hear me fairly well?
Yeah, perfect.
yeah, you're good now.
It was just you said the Gildren thing, and then we missed what was happening after that.
Yeah.
Man, you guys are kind of broken. All right, we're just gonna have to fight through this. So, what did I miss?
We just didn't hear. You said you were describing us going past Gildren, and then that's all we got.
And he dropped a pulley.
Yep.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he'll be back.
Okay. Hey, sorry about pushing so hard to get this done. I'm just afraid that A, leaving our ship without a crew when we have to go do your thing, and B,
Oh no, I totally get it from a
Yeah.
from a personal standpoint, but it's just like Nate's just like staring at it like a puppy.
yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Yeah, there was total destruction. I couldn't hear anything. Okay, where did I get to?
You said we were going past Gildren, and that was it.
Yeah, you were kind of describing what it was like.
Oh, okay. So you go past Gildren, and passageway narrows and becomes a little bit more challenging water, but you guys are having a grand time. You turn the bend, and now you're at a straight shot directly into Snowmelt. You spend a couple of hours continuing to just stay in your lane, keep going, keep shifting sails a little bit, but we don't need to belabor the point. And eventually Snowmelt begins to rise up over the horizon. Gildren is a defensive fortification. It is built like a square fuck you. It has a series of gates. You can't access the front gate to the castle proper directly from the docks. You have to go through a slowly rising spiral that is incredibly effective. Snowmelt is a city built upon of itself. So you have one pretty built up area that seems to be bellowing some smoke, kind of looks like the trades area, while another portion rises above all of that and is built a little bit further away, with rising towers and but what can only be described as like large apartment complexes for the most part, built out of stone. In the time since the wars, Snowmelt has taken it upon itself to just kind of be the best at everything. And while it has attempted to do that, it ends up being pretty good at most things. Its port is large and welcoming. Its industrial sector is wildly capable. Its upper crust seem to live like a step above everyone else. But for the most part, Snowmelt is a port town, but also the capital. Now, this is a town that I actually haven't done anything with, so let's randomly generate the capital. So, since Nate is being sorely deprived of his ability to go see his family, Nate, I would like you to roll a D100 to determine the form of government for Snowmelt.
Cool. We have 30.
All right, well, that makes sense. It's a feudalist area.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Layers of lords and vassals. All right.
You seem bummed out. It makes the most sense.
Vassals. It makes the most sense, and I don't like it. It's sad. I'm not a huge fan. We know that it's a city-state, so that's good. Nate, can you give me another D100, please?
Sure. There we go. 36.
36. Oh, cool. All right. Done deal. Great. So, can I get anybody who is proficient in survival to roll survival?
Okay. Ooh, that's a solid 6.
You are overcome by the brightness of the sun and have a hard time seeing. But that's really it. So you head towards Snowmelt. There are three different docks that you could go for. So there's one is obviously an industrial dock, one is obviously the naval dock, and another is kind of a smaller industrial / pleasure yachting area. The closer you get to Snowmelt, the more it is clustered with pleasure boaters, with merchants, with an occasional naval vessel departing. But you manage to weave your way through fairly easily. How do you intend to make yourself ashore? You going to drop the anchor?
I'm assuming that in a large port, there's probably smaller ships to bring bigger ships where they want to go, or how does that work?
You're actually on the smaller end of ship sizes.
Yeah.
You could, kind of like with what you did in Yorick, you can pull up, drop the anchor, send someone ashore to make arrangements, and then someone would come out, greet you, haul you in, and then bring you alongside. Or you could just basically go to an anchorage, drop the pick, then go over. You would know this. You would go back into just kind of like there would be an anchorage shop that you would pay to rent the anchorage space while you did whatever you needed to do, and then that's probably the best bet. So there's a series of medium-sized, smaller-sized anchorages that you could go to drop your anchor with relative ease, and then carry on with putting your boat in the water and row yourself to shore.
Okay, well, I'll go for the obvious anchorage spot then.
Okay. And much like fighting for a parking space with another Costco member, you see another ship that is also heading towards your space, and they seem to unfurl some sails that they didn't have before. They're trying to race you to the spot.
Let's do it, boys.
All right. Roll
Hell
me a
yeah.
sail check.
Oh my god.
One.
It's a natural 20.
No. I rolled a die and it didn't even matter. So the Osprey, seeing a challenger, just like locks in auxiliary power because you're the Millennium Falcon, and
180 handbrake into the spot.
cruises. That's right. Cruises directly into the anchorage, and Sirius, you've got the wheel, and you're giving the other captain a steely gaze, and then you look over at Xanaruk and you just say, "Stand by to let go of the anchor." And Xanaruk, you run over to the anchor and you're ready to go. And just as you kind of get into the right spot, Nate and Barry work to cut the sails, and Xanaruk, you let go of the anchor and it bites and there's no problem. And you come up on your anchor and you settle out, and it's no big deal. The Osprey has been parked, paralleled, just outside of Snowmelt.
Okay, and I kind of clap my hands and I'm like, all right, boys. Who wants to go? I think Barry and Nate are probably the best choices.
In terms of finding out what we need for the ship,
Yeah, maybe you should go.
yeah, I
was
think
gonna
you
say,
should come
you're-
with.
You're better than me. I've never been here.
Oh, I've never
Same.
been here either.
Yeah, but you know ships.
Yeah, I know. I figured I'd stay with it. I trust Barry quite a lot with him and speaking. But I think maybe you're right. Maybe me and Barry should go.
I'd like
Yeah.
to rely on your experience with ships.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, Nate and Zan. Nate, I haven't given you a
We'll
job
guard
yet,
the ship.
but
We can guard the ship.
yeah, Nate, you're official. You're ship smart guy.
Cool.
Yeah,
Intelligence officer.
yeah.
Much
Yes,
better.
Excellent.
Yes.
Much more intelligence, some would say.
intelligence officer, Nate, and Barry,
Perfect.
you're entertainment general.
Mm,
Oh, like public affairs.
Yeah, yeah,
mhm,
yeah.
Perfect.
In charge of bardic affairs. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm now the PAFO. Fucking wonderful.
The Bardic Affairs officer
The
is
Bardic
awesome.
Affairs.
Yes. Perfect. And I
Amazing.
stick my hand out and I shake on it with everybody, and I'm like, "That's your jobs from now on. If anybody asks you, you get to tell them that job title."
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
So
So,
I won't, but sure.
So Xanaruk, you're staying behind with
Yeah.
Sirius.
No, Nate.
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 So who's going ashore?
Me and Barry.
Aye.
Okay. So just a reminder, Sirius, you are disadvantaged on ability checks, and because Xanaruk stays behind and he is super jacked, you guys scramble into the hatchling, and it is lowered gracefully down into the water, and then you both can proceed ashore. So are you sharing responsibilities,
yes,
or
please,
Oh, yeah.
Barry, please help.
I'll get
Okay.
on those boards.
you both can roll just straight dice?
Okay. Athletics. I actually didn't roll like shit.
That's good because I got a 9.
I got. Oh, that's only a 1. 14.
In a stunning show of strength, the hatchling rather, has a tendency to drift a little bit more to the side that Barry is on, as he outrows Sirius, but with a little bit of zigzagging and kind of waiting for your turn as a massive merchant vessel gets underway and departs. You manage to come alongside just one of the smaller kind of dinghy docks that is specifically designed to greet people who are there, and there stands now we go to the random NPC generator. Barry, can you give
Yes.
me a D10 rolling tens?
Re-rolling 10s?
Yeah.
Roger. I got a 9.
Oh, sweet. Oh my God, this is so good. I'm gonna force it a little bit, only because this is what I want. I've just decided. So you guys tie yourselves off, and you kind of climb up onto the docks, and there stands at the edge of the dock a tabaxi,
Okay.
holding on to a clipboard in one paw, and walks forward with a quill in the other. And the tabaxi's kind of a calico and has a big spot over one eye, kind of like and then like a little brown mustache that seems to be just kind of like bleached into the fur, and just like spots and random splotches of color everywhere. And the tabaxi approaches and goes, "Name of your vessel?"
Barry, I kind of gesture at Barry to talk.
The Osprey.
Ah, the Osprey. How delightful. And writes down Osprey. And which anchorage did you settle on?
I just point to the one that we're on.
Yes. Oh my, your ship is in dire need of repairs. We can facilitate that.
Yeah, actually, exactly. We are here to dry dock and get full repairs done. Actually.
So its ears kind of tweak at the idea of you being a dry dock and hold on.
I sprinkle catnip to distract it.
Ah,
I gently scratch it behind its ear.
it claws at you.
No, I was kidding. Please, I would never do that to it.
I know.
Okay.
No, it's all good. I'm making small talk as I look up tabaxi names.
Oh, good luck with that. They're rude as
It's
fuck.
it's okay.
Are they?
Yeah.
I got it. Welcome to Brightcliff and Sons.
Perfect.
Nice.
Write that down. We're everything you will ever possibly need for all nautical adventures. Now then, I see you have fairly new sails. Will you be requiring replacements for those as well?
The sails are new, so those are fine.
Mm.
We just need the what Logan? What was it again? We need the
Siding.
we need the siding replaced. As you can see, it is in rough shape.
And Barry's going to lean into
Well-
Sirius and mention also reconfiguration of the cargo deck.
Yeah. Barry raises a good point. My lieutenant of bardic duties has mentioned that also we would like to reconfigure the cargo deck for something a little bit more accommodating.
And what is the approximate tonnage of your vessel?
She can hold 50 tons.
50 tons.
And how much of that are you looking to recombobulate?
Well, I kind of look at Barry and I was kind of like, well, what are you thinking?
Well, we don't need a lot of space, so I figure if we still leave room for 40 tons of haulage,
Oh, I was thinking 30-20.
20 for us, 30 for cargo.
Yeah.
Ah, that works too.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do that.
Okay, yeah, that's what we're going to try and do.
Okay. Well,
Oh, wait.
it'll
Is that,
cost you.
Logan, is that a lot? I'm just guessing. Like, I don't know,
No,
honestly.
it's fine. I mean, a square, like a ton. Really, in this instance, we're talking about, also square footage. Basically, if you have, you're going to reconfigure 60% of the Osprey to be what it is you want, and then you'll have 20% cargo space. So I'm content just to like magic wand that and be like, yeah, okay, and now you just have a bunch more space. We don't need to get super into like, welcome to Shipbuilder 2000. Like, it's really.
Yeah, I just want to
Like,
make
yeah,
sure that
that's
we still have ability. We don't want too luxurious of rooms because we're gonna have like we need like a general cabin area, and then we still
Yeah.
need to be able to haul a good amount. Is what I'm more concerned about.
You won't be able to haul as much as if you had gone 20 tons of space to be taken, but I
That's
mean,
what I meant to do. Like,
Yeah, that's what we want to do. 20 tons for crew space, 30 tons of haulage.
yeah.
okay, that's fine. So it's 40% of the Osprey's hauling capacity. That's fine.
Okay.
And it seems to do some math in its head. Well, it'll run you Whew, 1,200 gold pieces at the minimum for dry docking, plus dry docking fees. You're probably looking at about 1,500 gold pieces for that job. Okay, so, call it somewhere in the vicinity of 2,500 gold pieces for the refitting, plus materials. All in 3,000 gold pieces. We can get the new siding done. We can get a little bit of that inside taken care of. And do you need any supplies? It sounds like you're attempting to get to the new world. Do you have sufficient rune plates?
I just had an aneurysm standing there, literally at hearing the cost of that.
Yeah, we don't have that much.
We have 1,700 gold.
We have about 2,100.
Oh, we have 2,100. Okay.
Yeah.
And we still have
And-
the arc, right?
4 arc plants.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of look and I go, "What do you know about arc?"
And it kind of twitches its ear a little bit, and I know enough to get by. Why?
Insight.
Go ahead.
That'll do. 15.
You're having a hard time reading it. This is one of the first tabaxis you really had an opportunity to exchange words with, and its facial twitches aren't necessarily the same that you're used to.
Okay.
I kind of motion to the Tabaxi and I say, "Well, we have about that, but some of our gold is holed up in some cargo. If you knew a place where we could possibly offload that, we would be able to get you your full cost."
I would happily take care of that for you. Absolutely. How many? What? And it kind of like leans in and goes, "What do you have?"
We got some raw arc plants that we're trying to.
Jesus Christ! Don't say that very loud. There are ears everywhere on the docks.
Sorry.
And it looks around, and then motions you to follow him.
Just so you know, Barry here is my arc specialist, so he knows the most.
Okay. You're telling that to
Yes.
the Tabaxi? Okay. Roll.
That's deception.
Roll deception at disadvantage.
Oh, that's really, really good. That is 18.
So the Tabaxi,
nice.
the Tabaxi looks at you, and then looks back at Barry, and kind of looks back at you, and goes, "I wouldn't begin our conversation with lies, my dear boy. Let's try that again." And takes you into its office, which is like a pretty nice oceanside office, and it is more or less like a little room with a table and a couple of chairs inside of a small kind of a hut, but it has a glass window and a really nice door, and on the door it has Bright Cliffs and Sons moorage and shipwrights. And the more you look at it, the more that this is kind of like a satellite office. So Bright Cliffs and Sons probably owns one of the dry docks inside Snowmelt. And they have this person out there, well, this Tabaxi, out there as a sales rep. And the sales rep kind of closes the blinds and just to kind of like shut out all the light, and then leans in and goes, "All right. So, which plants do you have?"
Well, we have 4.
Mm-hmm.
We have one common one, and then 3 others that are a little bit more special, and then something real special.
The Tabaxi kind of looks at you and goes, 1,500 gold pieces and all 4 of your plants, and we will conduct all the repairs. We'll throw in 5 rune plates, and we'll even take a look at an estimate for warding.
2,000. Take the 3 except for the special one.
And only the work that was offered. No rune plates and no cost estimate on warding. We will simply replace the siding and do the reconfiguration from the inside.
What do you think, Bear?
So Barry will lean back and appear to be deep in pondering.
Roll a deception.
18.
Okay, keep going.
He'll lean in close enough that the tabaxi. Oh, but this tabaxi cat, I assume, has good hearing. So Barry will say, I think this will be a fair deal for us.
Do I know? Do I have an idea that the special one's worth like a lot of money?
Yes.
Just that it's worth more. Okay.
Yeah. Do I have an idea that that was sort of a raw deal?
No, because you don't ultimately know what, like, that's the downside of dealing with Ark, and it's probably going to be the toughest part of the game, because until you guys figure out what Ark can do, you're not going to know what
Wouldn't an insight
the
check
inherent value.
give me
What?
an indication that we're getting a raw deal?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
I'll try insight. I've rolled better. It's only a 17.
Okay. You don't know. You're having a real tough time.
I figured, but it was worth a shot.
You're leaning towards it gets what you want done. I mean, even if you're getting a raw deal, you're getting fresh siding.
Yeah.
And you're getting a reconfiguration.
Fourth plant.
Yeah.
So Barry will lean back again and say, I think this could be a good deal for us. Even understanding the removal of the plates, but this being snow melt, I'm sure there are many people here who sell plates. So, if need be, we could look elsewhere for those.
I'm thinking.
Delightful.
I'm gonna ask straight up: how much is the warding in the room plates individually normally?
Oh. Well, generally rune plates run about 125 gold pieces each. Warding is a complex process, and even the quoting of what it would cost to put a warding system in is rather taxing. That runs 500 base, and then it increases depending on the amount of extra square footage you have. It really all kind of depends on the size of the ship, but based off of the, what are you, 30, 40 feet? Yeah, I mean, 500 to start, probably somewhere in the vicinity of 600 after materials. But we get a pretty good understanding of what it is we need to ward your vessel.
I think I kind of like, just 1 second. I'm gonna try and step out with Barry.
You're gonna step outside?
Yeah. Just I'm just be like, just give us 1 second. We just need
Sure.
to. And I'm gonna gesture to Barry and kind of step outside.
And I'll follow out.
Okay. I'm gonna
We
walk
won't
away.
keep-
I'm gonna walk away from the building because I know it's a tabaxi.
I think keep the voice low, whisper into the ear.
Yeah. What do you think? Should we ditch the Ark now and get everything done? Get the whole kick caboodle, fucking balls to the wall, get the warding, get everything? Or should we save the good one, see what it's worth somewhere else, and just get what we need? I'm leaning to the balls to the wall, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, I'm leaning towards not.
Not.
Well, we're sailing a little blind when it comes to Ark. We could use a bit of money in the bank, as it were.
I just feel I'm getting the sense that no matter who we ask, nobody's gonna fucking tell us the truth. You know what I mean?
No, but we can, if we do it a piece at a time, we can get a feel for what different people say about the same thing.
You're right. Fuck. I want that warding, Barry.
Aye, and we can get there. But let's not spend all of our eggs in the first basket we find.
So, to clarify, he's not selling you warding, he's selling you the quote.
Yeah, just a quote to investigate what it would take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, fuck that.
Yeah. I figured that was worth clarifying.
Okay.
Yeah, the
So we're
500
looking at-
is just
we're
for them to do
looking
an
at-
assessment, and before they do any warding at all, the warding would be extra on top of the 500.
So to get everything done, it's 2,000
And 3 of our plants.
and 3 of our plants to get the stuff
Aye.
that we need done. All right. Bear, go shake the man's hand.
Right, this will get us all of our new siding, new configuration below decks, gives us some places to sleep, as well as a place to put cargo. We should probably split it up into different rooms so we can lock them individually.
Yeah, we'll need locks all around, I'm assuming.
So I figure have rooms for 5 tons apiece, 6 rooms.
I think that makes sense, yeah.
Alright, so let's get this done.
Okay. You're my point man on it. So you do your sweet thing you do so well.
Right, we'll do.
We're going to head back in.
Okay. All right. So there stands the Calico Tabaxi. Can I get both of you to make perception checks?
Yes. Hot damn!
22.
19.
So, Sirius, you take stock of this Tabaxi's office. And while not engaged in... Was that 22 with disadvantage?
Oh, shit. I still have disadvantage. Fuck. That's much worse. That's a 7.
Okay, disregard everything I just said.
Fair enough.
Barry, what did you get?
19.
You take a look at this Tabaxi, and even with the multitude of colors that seems to take its coat, you spend a little bit of time, just a couple of seconds, looking around the room, and there are a lot of trinkets about ships. And the more you look at it, these aren't trinkets that come with the company office. This is a sailor, and this is a sailor who's ashore. And while, yes, it's trying to make a deal, you also get a sense that it probably has an extensive amount of time at sea.
Mm.
So, I mean, I wouldn't know, but Barry's getting the sense that this guy might be on the up and up.
Either that or he's a potential recruit.
There you go.
Oh.
So I do get the perception that this is definitely a sailor who is been ashore for a while.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Unknown.
That makes sense.
See, it's funny because when you said calico at first, I'm like, so it's a lady, because all calicos are lady cats in real life.
That is
Oh,
true.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lady.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if that transfers over to Tabaxis or not, but that was just in my brain box. Like, oh, calico must be a lady.
Okay, so Barry, go ahead and tell her what we need.
It was Cliffside and Sons.
Brightcliff.
Brightcliff and Sons.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was the name of the organization.
Now I realize that we've been talking this whole time about a deal. We didn't get their name, did we?
Nope.
And we don't even know your name. Are you the Brightcliff on the front of this door?
She kind of straightens her rather seemingly innocuous, kind of like a white shirt, some brown leather pants. Like it's open enough to kind of grab the air, but also be fairly respectable. It's a fairly nice quality. And she outstretches a hand and goes, "You may call me Smoke, but most people don't fully acknowledge the Tabaxi name, so Smoke will do just fine."
Well, pleasure to meet you. My name is Barry Encianadel, but you can call me Barry.
Well, Barry, always a pleasure. Now then, to business.
And that was the next point I was going to get to. Now, looking around your office here, I presume this is yours, and yours alone.
It is.
I get the sense that you are a sailor at heart.
And there's a kind of a small smile that curls over her face, and she goes, "Yes, it has been a while since I have been at sea, but indeed, I am a sailor."
Myself, I've only gotten into the sailing game. I am a man of music and art. If I've spent any time away from it, I feel incomplete. Are you at all looking to get back on the water?
Can you give me an insight check?
Yes. Ooh, I've rolled better. That's only an 11.
She is. She's fucking dying to get back on the water.
So I feel that you understand what I mean about feeling incomplete. Now, it just so happens we're not just here to make repairs. We're also looking for a crew. An intelligent and talented crew.
She kind of looks at you and looks at the very tired Sirius and goes, "Are you offering me a job?"
Yes, yeah, I am.
Clearly, you are a sailor of experience. And someone who loves the idea of putting to sea. Now, if there's any way you could assist us in more efficiently having our ship ready to go, we would love to have you on board.
And she considers something and like looks to the window to make sure that it is closed, and then leans in and says, "If I promise to show you something, keep your blade where it is."
I carry no blade, but I would gladly put my hammer down if that need be.
I would much prefer that.
I immediately take my hammer out and I put it on the table.
What's the layout of the room?
It's a fairly small, like, imagine a used car salesman's office.
Okay.
Like, it's literally
exactly
a couple
what I
of
was
tables, and it's just filled with knickknacks. So she owns this particular space. She's allowed to do whatever she wants in it, but it's clearly temporary.
Is like a barrel in there to hold things or something?
No, there's a table and a couple of chairs.
Like I said, I just put my hammer on the table.
I'll unbuckle my sword belt and put it on the table.
She undoes one button from the top of her shirt and pulls the right side of it down. And Sirius, you recognize this instantly. That is the brand that the Confederate Navy uses on people found guilty of piracy.
Oh, shit.
And it is a massive skull and 2 crossbones. And she takes a deep breath and then does her shirt back up and goes, "I am a little band from sailing, and in order to make my way, I would like to return to my home, but I'm a little far away from that, and so I'm a little stuck. However, if you still wish to take me on board, I guarantee you there is no better navigator than Smoke."
Well, Smoke, we can keep that little tattoo a secret as best we can, and we can get you where you need to go. And also...
Where do you call home?
Yeah.
"I wish to return to the swaying branches and see my family again."
You work for us, we can guarantee that we'll get you there. And make
I
some
work for
money.
you, I will work for free and ensure you return safely. I happen to know my way around the New World fairly well.
Free? You don't need to work free. If you're on the ship, you get a cut.
It's only fair.
Yeah, that's how we run it.
Well, now, if I may be so bold, there's a small matter about our particular transaction. If we were to complete it, I would actually end up getting a cut of the profit from the shipwrights. And
Really?
I would happily tender my notice once this is done, although, how do I put this without turfing the deal? That fairly rare piece of arc. Here in Snowmelt, people will kill you for it.
I figured as much.
I wouldn't advertise it. The other 3 plants, though, are, it sounds that they're fairly common, and you're actually getting quite a deal. I don't know if that's swaying you anymore.
Well, after talking to you, I think you've already swayed us for the deal.
And she laughs and she goes, I know, I heard.
So I think we'll go with it, and then
Both out of character and in character, that laugh happens. Like just pure joy.
shouldn't
Love
try
it.
and whisper around to Tabaxi.
Hey. I hope you don't take offense.
Oh no, my race is distrusted for a very reason. I mean, between swaying branches and the forum, there aren't many tabaxis that are trusted around here, and I wish to get away from Snowmelt as soon as I possibly can.
Well,
If there's one thing I've learned, trust is earned, not a right.
That's fair. I'm glad that at the very least you're willing to try.
I extend my hand. I'm like, let's make this deal, and then we'll get you where you need to go. Oh, one caveat: we do have one stop we need to make, but you're more than welcome to stay on the ship and not be bothered.
Well, I do security rather well, actually.
Well, that's excellent to hear.
So she reaches out a hand and says, if you have the privilege of allowing me to return to the sea, then you should know my full name. I am Smoke. It's short for Smoke on the Water.
Oh, my God.
I'm so happy right now.
Yeah, I know.
Of course it is.
So fucking happy.
Smoke on the water.
I take her hand
Smoke
firmly
on the water.
and
Yeah.
I kiss it,
No. If she could blush, she would.
Hot.
and I say, "Welcome to the crew, Smoke."
I will
Once-
gather my things and I will meet you back here in a couple of hours. I have to, unfortunately, grab one of the master shipwrights who will bargain with how you are to bring your vessel in, and it should only take a day, maybe two, to repair any of the major areas, and take advantage of your time in Snowmelt.
Perfect. I'll head back to the ship, and we'll be ready to bring it in whenever he meets us.
Okay, great. So in a couple of hours, you see Smoke on the water, rowing her boat, and there is a Barry. Since you had such a big hand in that encounter, I would like you to roll a D10, re-rolling tens.
Rerolling tens, yes?
Yeah.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. You see a human who is seated next to her to Smoke on the water, and he seems to be kind of stroking his goateed face, and he's taking stock of your ship. And as he kind of the rowboat comes alongside, the four lean over, and the man looks up and goes, "Hail! I hear you're in need of dry dock."
I kind of.
Aye, we are.
Oh, well, it seems the terms have been met and decided. We can actually get you in right now. The dry dock is currently unoccupied and won't be for a couple of days. And I'm looking at the rot on your hull, and it seems to be actually patched rather well. So we'll get you into dry dock. We will take full custody of the arrangement between us, and then we will actually need. We will need 7 hours in order to complete it, just looking at some of the jolly good patchwork you've already put in.
Oh, that sounds perfect. We're
No, that's 7 hours just for the siding. That doesn't include the rework inside.
And he kind of looks over at the Tabaxi, and the Tabaxi looks back at him, and she goes, I told you about the whole reorg. And the human's like, oh, yes, of course. The reorganization, that's going to take 3 days.
That
I
sounds.
hope you have lodging.
Well, do you guys, as we're yelling, like, do you guys know any good inns?
Oh, for sure. Let's go to the random generator. Do.
As this is happening, I'm gonna look to Zan and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna bring him close and I'm like, Zan, that arc plant, the special one that you found,
Mm.
you need to get it into your bag and keep it with you and do not let anybody else see it.
Okay. I'll
Thank
go
you.
do that.
Thank you.
Can I get Nate? Can I get you to roll a d20, and then Sirius, can I get you to roll a d20? Nate, go first.
11.
Okay.
6.
Super great. So the man looks up and goes, "The drunken rose is quite nice."
That does sound really nice. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we'll say.
Okay. So over the next 2 hours or so, more rowboats come out. They put a pretty aggressive lashing to the front and to the sides, just to make sure that the ship is kind of taken care of. They also kind of make a path to the shore, and they basically take a giant line, and it's sitting in a rowboat, and it's not that far away from the dry dock. So all the rowboats around you are going to do is kind of corral you towards the point where the main line from the dry dock can grab a hold of the bow of the vessel and haul it straight in. And you can see that there's a fairly large winch on the inside that is manned by like 60 people. And it's a painful, arduous process, but getting you dry docked is really just about trying to get you in the dry dock, and then they drain it full of water, and then you rest on pilings. And we don't need to spend a lot of time aching over the physics of it. So the ship is now dry docked, and you have 3 days to spend ashore in snowmelt.
And I'm going to put my hand up and I'm going to say, well, boys, I need to sleep more than I've needed anything in my entire life.
That's probably not true, but okay.
Let's get him to a bed, though.
He needs some
I
rest.
Do you want me to like punch you? I can knock you out real good.
No. But if we could go to the Drunken Rose and we could get a room, that would be. You have the thing.
I like the
told
name
you.
of that place.
You have the thing I told you to grab, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Then yeah.
Is Smoke still around?
Yeah.
Okay. So Barry's gonna flag her down and ask if are there any storage lockers around here we can keep some things, or should we take them with us?
Well, most of the workers are indentured. However,
Also, 3 of the things already belong to her now, right? Basically.
Oh, that's true.
But if you're concerned about any of your other belongings, I mean,
Well,
your
those
cargo
things will
hold
be-
your cargo hold isn't particularly full, but I do spy at least a little bit of. Did you sell all the silks, or do you still have silk left over?
We had
think we still have
1,700 of
Yeah, we
gold.
still have 1,700 in silk.
So what? Well, yeah. How much was the? It was 1,500, right?
Yeah.
So
17.
basically, you've given all the. You basically handed all the silk over, and she just gave you 200 gold pieces in change.
Oh, okay.
Great. So you have nothing left. So as long as the ship is there, it's all good to go.
I
So
wasn't
for
sure if
all
that
the
transaction
silk-
taking place. I didn't want like all of our arc and silk to get stolen. And be like, hey, you owe us like 1,500 gold. I'd be like, fuck.
So
No,
we
I
still
think
have-
that would be the time when the NPC window opens and you go trade all your things, and you hit A and you trade all the things.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect.
That sounds good.
We still have 200 gold and 1
We have
arc plant?
about 690 gold in total with everything
Okay. And,
Well,
692.
and the 1 arc plant.
and the arc.
Perfect. We're still living large, boys.
690. She gave us like 200 back,
Yeah,
and I still have 500 from the king.
I have 472 for some reason. I think it was like based on like the charter and the ink and quill and stuff.
Okay.
I think we like had to pay like 23 gold or something.
That 400 you have is the 500.
28. Yeah, I know, yeah.
All right, perfect.
So wait, is that 400 you have from the 500 we got from the king?
Yeah.
472.
Then I'll get rid of the 500 I have labeled for that.
And we still have 2 gems worth about 10 gold.
Yeah.
Okay. Zan, you are in charge of the bank from now on. You're
Hmm.
doing such a good job that I think you should be our Laura Bailey.
In Zan we
Harp
trust.
music.
I got it, boys.
Okay.
In Zan we trust.
Well, boys, we have a bit of cash, so let's have a sleep and a little bit of fun for 3 days.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think
If we have to.
Logan, I think we're just gonna head right to the Drunken Rose.
Okay, so the Drunken Rose is directly across the street from the Dry Dock.
Perfect.
Ah, short commute. Excellent.
I'm gonna head
Yeah.
there and I'm gonna be like, what is? I'm gonna push the doors open, just like both doors, both hands, like. Poosh.
So this is the buildings in and around the docks are kind of like repurposed conglomerations. So over time, whatever buildings were there were demolished, and then now there are just big, like 4-story long buildings that are essentially like a block long. And one of those sections is the Drunken Rose, and it has a little tavern sign, and it's a rose that is like supernaturally kind of rosy, while also holding 2 mugs of ale that seem to be spilling over the sides. And you push it open, and it's quiet. I mean, it's like a mid-morning, and your ships have just kind of started to do it. I mean, people are checking out at the same time as you guys have entered, and on the other side of the bar is Nate. Not Nate, sorry. Sirius, can I get you to roll a d8, please?
3.
Oh, that's fun. You see another human, a human female, who is, standing at the other end, and people are clearing out. They're handing in their keys, and they're heading out, and she's just kind of like cleaning up breakfast. And she smiles and says, "Oh, hello. Come on in.
I wave at her.
Take a spot anywhere.
I
Breakfast? Do you need a room? What can I do for you?"
just walk right up to her and I go, room, the nicest one, the softest bed.
Oh, well, the nicest room for you and your 3 friends?
I kind of look at them and I go, you guys can have your own rooms, right?
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah,
need to
I
cuddle this
guess.
time.
Aye.
Well, we have 5 diplomatic suites that are 4 gold pieces a night.
Yep, done.
I don't need that.
Zan, have a little fun once in a while. Why?
Fine.
I'll pay for
But
it.
you're paying.
Yeah, all right, that's fine. I hand her a platinum.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. So for the 4 of you individual rooms?
You got that, eh?
Yeah, it's all right. You still owe me 4 other gold pieces.
I hand her 10 more gold pieces, and I say, I hope this covers food and drinks for everybody too.
Yeah, you are welcome to come back, Mr.
Serious.
Serious affair. Well, it's a pleasure. I am Megan. I am the owner of the Drunken Rose. I typically do breakfasts, and then my husband, Charles, he's in the evenings, and he will take care of the dinner service.
That sounds perfect. I'm sorry not to be rude, but I am in desperate need of a sleep, and I need it right now. Can you just direct me to where I need to go so I can do that?
I think, well, unfortunately, only one of our diplomatic rooms is available, so I'll give you the
You
key.
can have the one.
Well, the other ones are just being cleaned. That's all.
That's fine.
I would stretch my hand and I say thank you so much.
Well, good night. Safe dreams.
Okay, perfect. My character's gonna go to sleep, and I'm just gonna take 5 minutes. I just gotta go to the bathroom.
Hang on,
Yeah,
before he goes, do need to ask him. Hey, so we have a navigator now, but we need to find one more
Yeah,
crew
me.
member, don't we?
I would love
I'm
to
the
have.
navigator.
We have another, and it would be nice to find a first.
What do you mean
mate.
another? I could do it.
A first mate, Roger.
First mate, somebody else that can steer and drive the ship.
Well, we might want to lean on our new ally that we've picked up. She
Yeah.
might know someone who could be brought on as a first mate.
Well, Barry, I leave that to you. I trust in your judgment, my friend.
I'll have to trust her judgment on first mates, but I'll do it.
I think now is probably a good time for a little break. So why don't we all just take a mo?
Huh.
It's all good, baby.
Cool.
Okay. So Captain Jack Sparrow, Captain Sirius Snake has decided to go to bed, leaving Nate, Barry, and Xanaruk up to their own desires. You have how long are you going to sleep there, Sirius? Are you just gonna do the full,
Yeah,
like, you
baby.
just want to sleep until next turn, like next day?
Well, it's the morning, so I'll probably, I don't know if I can. I'm gonna take this time to sleep, relax, do my own thing,
Okay.
get a full rest, whatever it need be. Have a bath if that's a possibility.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Well,
what I'm gonna
I had designed a bunch of cool shit for Gildren, but we ain't gonna fucking do that.
do.
So.
Hell yeah. Nice.
I guess I could have messaged you and be like, I'm gonna push really hard to go to Snowmelt.
This is fine.
Alrighty then. So let's do this. So the three banditos sit down. Well, you guys have already had breakfast, so where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Bear in mind, I have to generate anywhere you go and anything you want to do.
So you guys want to do anything? Are we just gonna sit here waiting for the guy to sleep, or?
One of the things I definitely want to do was go see if I could touch base with that Tabaxi to at least get her looking for first mate that we could potentially hire on.
Your accent sounds weird.
She
Oh, that's
hasn't.
not a character.
She hasn't quit her job yet.
Uh,
You basically need to get that. You need to give the Tabaxi enough time to close her affairs. So
Okay.
for the most part, it'll just be leave the Tabaxi alone. It is the three amigos.
Should we find out what this potion does?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
it wouldn't be a bad idea to see what kind of shops we have around here.
And this other weird thing, the tiny little feather thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, let's. I mean, do we know somebody who could actually tell us what they are?
maybe that lady who
I don't
owns
know
this
if we know
place.
anyone, but I'm sure the lady who runs, the couple who runs this inn should be able to direct us and
Yeah.
direct us where we need to go.
She
Yeah.
sounds like she knows things.
Her name is Megan, and she knows things.
Hmm.
Okay. So who's gonna talk to Megan? Come on, guys. We're not new at this.
I'll go approach the innkeeper.
Yes. Hi. Hello. What can I do for you?
Good morning. So we're hoping that you'd be able to direct us towards the closest market or grouping of shops. We're looking to perhaps acquire a few things, as well as we have a few things we'd like identified.
Oh. Now, without saying the names immediately, Nate, I want you to come up with a let's say give me a first name, and then don't say it yet. Then Zanaruk, I need you to come up like any furniture item. And then Barry, I need you to come up with a like a collective noun. So anything, you know how animals, when they're grouped together,
Mm-hmm.
they have a collective noun. I want you to think of your favorite collective noun.
Mm-hmm. Roger.
Okay. Okay. So Nate, what's the first name?
The first name is going to be Claire.
Claire's. Okay. What's the furniture?
Stool.
Claire's stool. Yeah. Now give me the collective noun.
Blessing.
Congratulations. So Megan kind of considers it and goes,
From
well,
a blessing of unicorns.
Claire's stool blessing is quite good. They're a little magical, and they might be able to identify your things for a small fee.
Did you say stool blessing?
I
Well-
think she did.
Like,
Okay.
I understand you may be thinking of defecation, but no, it actually has to do with the fact that her legs don't work, so she sits on a stool.
Oh, okay.
And typically everything she does is quite good. It is a blessing, but yes, that is a common joke where they leave feces on her doorstep.
Well, that's just rude.
Shall
Can
we
you,
go
uh,
then?
Can you point us in the right direction?
Yes, it is in the market district, and that's kind of for the this southern industrial sector. It's actually just up a couple of blocks and then over, and you'll see pretty much all the shops go around like market stalls. So there's a market stalls, and then there are built-in shops that kind of are around it.
Cool.
Perfect. Thank you very much for the information.
Thank you.
Do you know how long approximately it'll be before our rooms are ready?
Oh, midday at the earliest. I'm the cleaning service, so
Well, we appreciate it, and we will see you again just after midday.
okay. Well, enjoy.
So Barry will bow and then make for the door.
I'll start following.
I will also follow.
So, as you proceed north towards this market district, the streets are quite constrained and tight. There's kind of a weaving sense where while the buildings have been rebuilt potentially over and over again, it's still trying to maximize the most amount of building space. So sometimes you'll turn a corner and there's like a little bit of an overhang from another building. There doesn't really seem to be a whole lot of city planning, but there's a lot of space there, and you're trying to cram a lot of people into one area. That's kind of what happens. After a couple of minutes, and you kind of have to like push past people and wait for people who are ogling at the architecture, and then eventually it breaks into the market, and it is a flurry of activity. There are people everywhere. There's about six stalls that appear in a circle, and then there are shops that are around it. So where like actual solid wood buildings sit, and then there are 6 stalls that are there, and the 6 stalls seem to be focused more on like your consumer goods. So one of them is like a fishing franchise. Another one is spices and silks and stuff like that. And then pretty much built into this semicircle brick style building is Claire's stool blessing, as well as like someone's it's a blacksmith shop. There's like a little bit of a library, a bookstore. There's a temple to Palor, so it's got that big sun face kind of hanging from the front of it, and it's just like one of those. It's a little bit new wavy, but it's designed to get in with people.
So I'm able to throw a quick perception check at the crowd, see if it's running those typical urchin street scams,
Sure, go for it.
pickpockets and the whatnot. Oh, that's a pretty good roll. 21.
Yeah, there's a gang of kids that seem to be encouraged by an elder person, kind of like looking for a mark. They don't seem to be paying you guys particularly any mind because you don't necessarily look particularly wealthy. On top of you
Okay.
are all armed.
Fair point.
Zan is armed to the teeth. I'm armed to the teeth, and then you have Barry just carrying instruments.
I've got a sword and a dagger as well, thank you very much.
Wow.
And I will have you know I'm fairly decent with them.
But you never use them.
No, because I hit harder otherwise. So Barry will lean close to Xanaruk as much as he can. How tall is Xanaruk again? Like
6'7".
Infinity?
6'7".
Which is basically infinity to you.
It's 10 inches taller than me.
Oof.
Damn.
5'9" is my height.
We're all the same height when we're lying down, Barry.
I don't know. My gut is pretty big, so like when I lay down, it's like
Yeah, it's the same, honestly. I think I might win.
yeah.
So he'll kind of motion Xanaruk down so he can talk quietly to him to be like, make sure you keep an eye on the funds we have for the party. There are definitely pickpockets out into this crowd.
Don't worry. No one's touching them.
Perfect.
Please don't cleave somebody in the head. That isn't a good response.
Then they shouldn't be touching my stuff.
As a general rule, look to one of us and get the nod before you cut someone in half.
Can I slap people before I get the nod?
by all means, go ahead and slap people.
Okay.
If it warrants, if the situation warrants, if someone slaps you, I slap them, but don't cut them in half.
They won't get a chance to slap me before I slap them. Don't worry.
Let's aim not to slap. Let's head to the store and start either finding what we need for provisions or finding out the hell these things are that we found.
Okay. So you get to Claire's stool blessing and push it open, and sitting on the other side of it. Don't you laugh. You're going to make me laugh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll mute it if I laugh.
Can I get Xanaruk, because you threw out the fucking stool? Can I get you to roll a d8, please?
Sure.
Sorry. Yeah. No. Give me a d8.
Okay. That's a 2.
So seated on the other side of the counter is a male elf whose name is Claire, who looks at you and is clearly sitting on a stool that they can't get up from because they're wheelchair ridden, and the fact that you're laughing at this means you're a terrible person.
I'm not laughing. What?
And Claire kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, it's so nice to have customers. What can I do for you? Welcome to Claire's stool blessing."
Well, good morning. Thank you for that fine introduction. We're looking to satisfy a few different things actually today in the market. First and foremost, we were led to believe that you're able to identify things that might be of an arcane nature.
Oh, of course. Identification typically runs, and he's clearly eyeing you up for some sort of reaction, 2 gold pieces per item.
That seems fine.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, damn it, guys. I was going to try and get that lower.
I mean, sounds high.
I said it out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally did too.
Okay, great. And he goes, "Excellent. 2 gold pieces per item. How many items today?"
Boop, boop. These 2.
It'll be two items.
Okay, well, 4 gold pieces, please.
Oh,
That'd be you.
yeah. Here you go.
So he takes the 4 gold pieces, and Claire begins to ritually cast Identify. And he kind of goes, I'm sorry, this is going to take a while.
Didn't even spend a spell slot and we paid for it? This is horseshit.
Feel free to look around and browse while I complete this particular enchantment.
Before you start, quick question. Do you have any musical instruments?
Oh, good question. Give me a percentile dice, you skeezy bitch.
Hey man, I gotta play to my character. I want fucking music makers. 63.
Yes, actually. I only have. God damn it! I have 3.
Nice.
I gotta go. What are some good magic? And he motions over to a kind of like a stand where like all the bardic magic is. And hung up. One of them is a drum. The other is a lute. And the last one is a flute.
Ooh, my eye's drawn to the drum. I can use those.
Flute. Get a flute.
Ooh, I like that drum.
can't
How
play
much
the
for the
flute
drum?
yet.
Are you gonna keep asking him questions, or can he identify your shit?
Let's
want that
let
drum.
the men work, and then we can ask about the equipment later. Why don't you
Fine.
browse around, see if you can find something you like.
Okay. Well,
like
all
that
of you
drum.
make perception checks.
Roger.
Natural 20.
I got a non-natural 20.
I also got a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh,
Because
Logan,
of
I'm
the-
You
so
peer into
sorry.
the soul of the sword.
So
All right.
total?
So let's determine which table I roll randomly, and I'm gonna roll it because you motherfuckers keep rolling off the fucking charts.
That seems fair. We don't need a fucking Vorpal sword at this level.
Well, it's not like
Thank
you
you.
Or that.
I was gonna say.
Okay, I have randomly determined it. Congratulations, folks. Can I get the 2 natural 20s to roll a percentile dice?
Yes.
58.
94.
Damn!
Oh my god.
Jesus.
You can just go fuck yourself. Okay, okay, hold
Wait.
on.
Yeah, it's that
Here,
way.
I was feeling pretty good about my 58.
Yeah, I felt good about the 63 I rolled. Apparently, Zach just like, no, fuck you.
Hey man, these dice. Oof. Mwah.
These dice, they're made for rolling.
I just got a 73 and I didn't even have to roll it. Like,
Don't waste those.
yeah. Fair.
Okay. And
Oh,
then,
don't worry. He's gonna roll well. I'm weakening all night here, man.
Barry, can I get you to roll a percentile as well?
Yes. Oh. Saw the double zero and was really happy, except that means that's now a 7.
Oof.
Aw.
Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Logan learned something new today.
That was a Wheaton's Furious Cock Punch of Anger, because if it is, that's what I rolled fucking low enough to get it.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
sorry, it's
I'm
the
gonna.
Vicious Cock Punch of Furious Anger.
I just learned that the tables are not sequential.
No. Yeah, that was something I learned by accident.
Mhm.
The good news is I'm still rolling in the right area, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
So let's start with Xanaruk because you blew the fucking lid off the joint.
Hey.
You find a particular magic ring, and the ring has like a little tag on it, and it says, "While wearing this ring, you are immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts, determine whether or not you're lying, know your alignment, or know your type. Creatures
I
can
like
telepathically communicate with you only if you allow it." And written underneath is a price, and that price is
Probably super high.
It will be, yeah.
mm, 650 gold pieces.
Okay, not as high as I was thinking.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was thinking thousands.
Yeah.
I was thinking like 1,500.
Well, it's actually not that particularly rare.
Oh,
no.
okay, fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Nathaniel,
Mhm.
you find a wand of magic missiles.
Oh, 100% I want that.
I just need to confirm the rarity.
It's uncommon.
Yeah, that runs 750 gold pieces.
Okay.
And then Barry, can I get you to roll a just give me a d20.
Sure thing. Oh, god damn it. 6.
All right. You find a +1 battle axe.
Yes, that's the one we're getting.
Now,
As hard as yours.
Wait,
From the
battle axe?
grave, from bed, you hear Sirius.
Oh, I have a great axe, dude.
You are not spending any of our money, you motherfuckers.
You're not here.
Not here, and
I'm
I
gonna-
have the money.
I'm gonna put the +1 weapon at 1,000 gold pieces because fuck all
That makes
y'all.
sense. Yeah.
But Xanaruk has a really pretty route.
True.
Yes. So
That people want to shank us for.
the spell completes, and the shop owner says, "You have a potion of clairvoyance and a Quall's feather token with the tree."
Yes.
Can you tell us what that does?
Yes.
Yes.
Both of them.
Could you relate that in layman's terms?
Well, the potion of clairvoyance, if you were to drink it, you would then be able to excrete the spell clairvoyance. You would put a sensor down in one place that is invisible, and then for a limited amount of time, you'd be able to see through that sensor until the spell expired.
Ah.
Okay.
And the feather?
Yeah, the feather.
I'm looking that up.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Look, it should be. Haha. You must be outdoors to use this token. You can use, basically, you touch it to the ground, and then the token disappears, and a oak tree springs into existence that is roughly 5-foot diameter trunk, 60 feet tall, and its branches spread out in a 20-foot radius.
Oh, so it's like a fully grown
Tree.
oak tree. Cool.
We
Huh.
can make a tree.
Yeah, it really grows on you.
Good for getting into
Huh.
a high building.
Cool.
That hurt my soul.
Just a bit.
That's what happens when you
Tree
don't
leaf.
go to the fucking area that I generated for
I wanted to.
you. All right. What's next, you clowns?
Do we want to buy any of that shit?
So I
No.
found this
Well,
pretty sexy looking ring. I don't know.
I'd like to know more about that drum.
Oh yeah.
You take a look at the drum, and you give me a Arcana check.
8.
It is magic. You don't know why or how.
Could you just ask?
Yeah, I was gonna I figured I was asking Claire. Claire,
Oh.
what does this drum do?
Oh, it's a self-playing drum. You beat a little beat into it, and then it will continue the tune on its own.
Amazing. You can have an ensemble.
Oh, you mean a little something like this? Barrel grab his drum, play a little beat on it, and then use minor illusion to have that beat just continue.
Yes, but you wouldn't have to spend a cantrip. The drum would just carry on its own.
Amazing.
I'm pretty impressed he could call out that was a cantrip.
This guy's a wizard.
I could have a magic drum. He doesn't know. He
In,
doesn't know my
in-
life.
in case it wasn't clear. Do we want the ring or the wand or I mean it's a +1 battle axe.
I don't think we have the money for the battle axe unless we sell stuff.
We don't have the money for the battle axe for sure.
I mean we could trade stuff.
True.
You're gonna
While-
be
while
walking
we're
home for Christ's sake.
While we're here,
It is also the first shop we've been in, so
yeah,
let's.
True.
I'll ask Claire. What's your do you buy as well as sell?
Oh yeah, of course. Most of this stuff is secondhand.
What's your opinion on purchasing spell books from wizards?
No. Are you a wizard?
I'm not.
So the wizard you acquired it from is no
No
longer
longer.
using it.
No longer needs it, correct?
Yes. Well, I could take a look at it, and then we go from there.
By all means, I can't get heads or tails from it, so.
So he takes the book,
Yep.
doesn't even open it, puts the book down, and goes, "You will take that book to the church, and you will destroy it."
Fair. Can you point me towards the
Yeah.
Temple of Cord?
Temple of Cord. Yes, there should be. I mean, beyond the Grand Temple in Gildren, I think there's a couple of off-sites that are here. Geez, where was that? And he pulls out kind of like a rough map of Snowmelt, and like Snowmelt is divided into 4 sections. One is the palace. One is the industrial area that you are currently in. One is kind of like a purely kind of residential area, and then the last one is the naval base, which is like the seat of the Alliance Navy.
Mm-hmm.
And Cord obviously is inside the seat of the Alliance Navy. Cord being the deity that watches over the Alliance Navy whenever they go out. So the best option is probably the Grand Citadel inside kind of like the heart of the naval base.
Sounds good. And if I may ask, I have an inkling as to why you want us to destroy it, but can you please confirm?
This book houses ways to acknowledge and welcome evil into the world, and I don't even need to open it to be able to tell you that.
Fair. And okay, given where we found it, that makes a lot of sense.
Where did you find it?
In a small town.
On the person of someone who was looking to do harm.
In a small town named York.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the side eye to Nate.
Very well. I don't need to know more. I'm content with the amount that I've seen here. Please promise you will take that book and destroy it.
It'll be desecrated.
You will guarantee, I will guarantee that I will tell the authorities that I have come close to one of those things. I don't want to escort you because that book begets evil.
I am one of the children. I will destroy this book.
Oh, and then at the mention that you're one of the children, he goes, "Oh, you're one of the children. Well, you might want to pop into the library next door. The shop owner is one of the children as well."
Excellent. It would be.
Can I roll an insight on this guy? I don't know if I trust him.
Okay.
18.
He's generally really scared of that book,
Okay.
and also seems to trust the children of the storm.
But so he's not looking to like oh, Yorick has evil stuff. Sweet, let's go pump some juice into that shit.
No, I mean he's concerned that Yorick had evil stuff and will likely report it to the authorities, like the church authorities, who may go down and investigate. But he's not going to do anything, considering he can't walk.
That might not go over well with the king.
Yep.
So let's go to the library.
Well, do we want to buy this ring or this wand you found?
Like I said, this
I
is the
guess
first shop we've
can't
been
afford
at.
it.
Let's look around first.
True.
Thank you for your time, Claire.
Hey, we appreciate it.
Safe travels. Get the hell out of my shop with that goddamn book.
Of course.
So you're back out in the main market area.
Yeah.
I would like to go to the library.
Oh,
The
for
library
sure.
is next door.
First, before we go anywhere, from now on we should probably keep our cards pretty close to the vest, as it were.
Yeah, you kind of just straight up told that guy,
I
like,
don't see-
everything.
We had told the king that we would find someone to help out with the situation there, given the evil that resides under that temple.
He seemed like he wanted to keep it on the DL, the down low.
My apologies, I didn't realize that.
The more people that know, the worse.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. In that case, I will pay more attention to that. My apologies.
It's okay. Hopefully,
Yeah, it's too late now, whatever.
I mean, authorities
Go to
are
the book
not
place.
bad to send down there, but we should try and keep our dealings as vague as possible until we know we can trust someone.
Also, true.
Okay.
Wait, so are we going to go to the library first or get rid of that stupid book first?
Well, I mean, going to the library, I would. He said that the owner is one of the children. I would be very curious to find out who, and they can potentially help us with the destruction of the book.
Okay. Let's
To the
go.
library.
To the
Okay.
library.
Having fun ain't hard when you got a library card.
Wow.
I love that.
So you head into the library that's next door, and it's a library / bookshop, and you open it and you are immediately greeted with the musty smell of old books.
Smells like home.
Nate, since this is your Jim Jam, can I get you to roll a d8, please?
Yep. D8. Oh god. Into the thing. 6.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Seated on the other side of the counter is the hulking mass of a Goliath.
In the library?
There wouldn't be that many Goliaths that are children.
A Goliath librarian.
Also the librarian part, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, also that.
Seated on the bridge of his nose are a tiny pair of spectacles that clearly were not designed for his hulking frame, but he makes do with what he has, and in his massive, massive hand, he is flipping through a book and then leans over and slowly closes the book and gently puts it down on the fairly large desk that's in front of him and says, "Hello.
What?
Welcome to the library. How can I help you?"
I've never met a smart Goliath.
Please tell me, are the glasses like half moon
What?
spectacles? Because that makes me like, that's what I'm picturing in my head right now, and
Sure.
I'm basically just picturing a Goliath Dumbledore.
Yeah, sure. And he's huge. He's gigantic.
I'm so happy right now. Hi, my name is Nate. I was told that that the owner of this shop is one of the children. Would that be you?
Yes. It's so nice to meet you. I am librarian Brow Reader.
Okay. Brow Reader. Okay. Librarian, it is very nice to meet you. I am Tel Delorier.
By the gods, you're still alive?
It's been a long road to get
Please.
here.
Please tell me you've been home.
I am on the way. We are not but a week away.
I won't ruin the surprise. What can I do for you, young man?
We were just informed by a shopkeeper, Claire. He told us, and I take out the book again. I did not realize what this was, but we need to destroy it. And librarian, you are a far, far better person to do this than I.
He kind of reaches out a hand and goes, "If I may."
Please, and I hand it over immediately.
So the Goliath picks it up and kind of flips through it, and where the wizard was afraid of it, the Goliath is just it's just pages of ink and vellum. He kind of closes the book and goes, well, it is magic. And thankfully, I am no practitioner. So I can dispose of this. We have an ever-burning flame in the back that takes care of our rather nuisance pieces of information. We can take care of this now if you so desire.
I would. Before we do it, I look at the others and I say that this, for clarity's sake, this is Librarian Brow Reader. He is he's of the equivalent rank of a knight of the children. I think we can trust him, so I'm going to explain where we found this. Is there any concern with that?
I don't really. I mean, you already kind of told the other guy, so he's probably gonna tell everyone anyways.
We found this in a temple dedicated to evil. I'm unsure as to whether or not the eternal flame will be enough to destroy it.
It was a pretty gross temple.
Or if we need to do something else in terms of destroying it.
Well, the thing about books is flames often do the trick.
I trust your judgment.
Similar things.
Well, if we're ready, we'll head into the back. And he kind of goes to the front door and latches it closed. And he kind of chuckles a little bit and says, "I would prefer not to be interrupted during this process."
I agree.
So he leads you into the back, and you kind of go through a little bit of a storage area before breaking into what looks to be like a furnace that would be designed to kind of warm the whole shop. And in the center of it is like a little grate that you can open up. You can throw more wood and stuff in. And Barry, can you give me an Arcana check?
I can indeed. 11.
The furnace is a pretty stable magical container. And it is designed to get rid of particularly sticky magical knowledge. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Dark magic has a tendency to call out to people, but you need to be able to read it and understand it before it'll call out to you.
Oh, okay.
So the Goliath kind of looks at you and says, well, unceremoniously, 1, 2, fuck you, and throws the book inside, and like slowly closes the gate, and you can smell the burning pages fairly quickly. And then stuff starts to go a little awry. There is a odd screech that slowly begins to bubble up from the furnace. Then you smell rotting flesh. And then something seems to be crawling around the inside of the furnace, desperately trying to break out.
I just look at the librarian. I'm like, this is. Have you ever seen this?
The librarian looks at you, looks back at the furnace as it slowly begins to rattle, and the librarian opens up his fairly plain robes, and underneath is like a chainmail shirt and a greatsword that was hidden underneath his massive girth. And he pulls the greatsword out and goes, "I may not be a knight. However, I don't like that.
Let's kill this thing."
I need everybody to roll initiative.
Bruh. Okay.
16 total.
17 total.
14 total.
Oh, that's fun. So, Nate, 16, Barry, 17,
Yes. That's correct.
and Xanaruk was 14.
Yes.
And Mr. Goliath, that's good.
Did he draw in general or draw on us?
He drawed on in general, like he's
Okay.
gonna go beat the shit out of the thing in the furnace.
Mhm.
Okay, so I thought, for some reason in my head, oh no, there's Goliath is possessed and we have to fight it.
Oh, that'd be terrifying.
Nah. Where the hell did it go? There we go. Ooh.
Okay, I've been looking at pictures of ospreys. These birds are pretty metal.
Right?
Yeah, I did that earlier. It was like, ooh.
Okay. So, Nate, what's your dexterity?
+2.
modifier?
+2.
Okay. We're gonna roll off.
Yep.
Because I tied you.
Okay. Just a straight D20?
Yeah.
6.
You beat me by 1. Okay.
Yes.
Barry, you're up. There is something inside the furnace, and it is trying to smash its way out.
So I don't have a line of sight on it right now, do I?
No. You also don't know what it is yet.
Okay, well, that's not good. have no way of locking that fucking thing. Else I would.
Do you have a padlock?
I actually do.
Oh,
Is there a way to lock that door?
Yeah.
There-
I mean, you could conceivably try and like lock it down.
Fuck it, yeah. I got a padlock that I bought from that shipyard in Yorick. I'm gonna throw a fucking padlock on this fucking thing.
Okay, go ahead. You throw a lock on it. I'm not gonna dick with you.
Okay. And then so that's my action. Nate, you're up next, aren't you?
Yep.
So Barry's gonna back away. Ironically enough, grab his violin out and look at Nate and say, "Look, lad, you better get ready and hit whatever the fuck comes out of that furnace." He's gonna throw some bardic inspiration towards Nate.
You are a wonderful human being.
I forgot. Hold on. Barry, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Roger, will do. Where's my con? +2, 17.
Okay, you're fine.
Okay.
Keep going.
Oh, because of the heat of the furnace. That's a good point.
No.
No?
no.
Okay. Well, so yeah, so Bear's gonna back off. Let the guys with the larger weapons get ready to hit this fucking thing. Yeah, so that's I've done everything. Bonus action, action, and move.
Okay. Nate, you're up. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 12 plus 2, so 14.
Okay, you're good. Keep going.
I'm going to, like the librarian, I'm going to pull out my greatsword and I'm going to ready an action to hit whatever comes. I'm assuming it's going to break out of the furnace at some point. So I'm going to, I'll move so that I'm basically flanking it with the librarian when it does break out.
Okay.
Cool.
Speaking of its turn, the side of the furnace begins to push out a little bit by little bit, and then you see two massive claws rip open the furnace, and sticking out is a rather enlarged goat head with two large pointed ears and these two great ram's horns, and a great beard, and that beard happens to be on fire because he was in a furnace. He's got looks fairly humanoid, so like long clawed hands, and there is a rather aggressive barb tail that seems to be whipping around, and it's going to climb up out of the furnace, triggering Nate's readied action. So you go ahead and make your attack.
And is it being flanked or is it just a straight roll?
It's just a straight roll because the librarian hasn't really done anything yet.
Okay, no problem. That is a total of 14 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. And I get a reroll on 1s and 2s. Okay, that comes to very little, 8. And that's my turn.
Right. Well, that's your action.
Yeah.
It will then go, and it's going to attempt to skewer you with its barbed tail.
Okay.
What's your armor class?
16.
Ooh, that's not really that close. 10.
No.
Okay. Then we will go to the Goliath, and then over to Xanaruk. So the Goliath is going to go. He's going to flank. He will take advantage, and he's going to swing with his greatsword, and he will hit. And he will do, good God, 12 points of damage.
Nice.
Dang.
Xanaruk, you're up.
All right. I'm going to get really mad and go into a rage, rip out my battle axe, and just recklessly attack it.
I love it.
Head
Oh,
on.
shit. I'm kind of glad I'm going to be going before it next.
Yeah.
20 to hit, not natural.
Yep, I think that'll do.
Okay. Math. 16 damage.
Okay.
Damn.
So it has clawed its way out of the furnace and then is immediately like hacked by a great sword, then another great sword, and then a great axe, and it is not good. It's not very happy. However, Xanaruk, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes. Oh wait, that was the wrong die. That was a 12. 7.
You take 5 points of necrotic damage.
Is that halved or?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
It was supposed to be at the beginning of your turn, but I forgot, so we'll tack it into the end.
Is it 5 halved or was it 10 halved?
So it's 5 halved to 2.5, so 2.
2. Okay.
2 or 3.
2. You
2.
round down.
Cool beans.
We now go to Barry. Barry, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okie doke. That's a 9.
You take 6 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Oof.
So that's a third of my health.
You can now do the rest of your turn now.
Oh, shit, Cox. Yeah, no, this is the best course of action. So, he'll cringe away from the damage and look at the thing and say, "Ah, you witless, simple-minded shill," and levy vicious mockery at the fucker. So it's got to make a wisdom saving throw.
Nope.
Failed it.
3?
Just 12 short. And it takes 3 points of psychic damage.
Bleh. Bleh.
And it its next attack it makes before the end of its next turn will be at disadvantage.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
So for
anything
my
else?
bonus action, I'm going to throw out some more bardic inspiration at Xanaruk. Just be like, hit it again, but harder this time.
Will do.
And it's still like it's not within hitting range of me, is it? Like, it can't poke me.
No.
Okay, good.
It's currently surrounded by all the meat shields. I think you're fine.
How close am I to it?
30 feet.
3?
30.
30.
Oh, 30. Okay. Oh, and it still does fucking Jesus. Long range bloody necrotic damage. Yeah, that's about all I can do currently. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Nate,
Cool. I'm assuming Constitution
you
check.
make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 5. So.
You take 2 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, what the shit?
Ha! Well, that's
okay.
what I took.
And I'm going to make an attack with the greatsword.
Okay.
I'm going to use my inspiration, which is a D8.
No.
D6.
6.
Okay. Okay. 16. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm going to make this a goading attack. So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw against a DC 14.
Natural 20. Eat me.
Okay, fair.
Ha!
I still get to add damage, so okay. That I'm rolling shit for damage. 6, 8 plus 4, 12.
Okay.
That's still pretty, good.
That's 2s and 3s. I'm gonna action surge it.
Oof.
Okay.
That's a 19 to hit.
Yes, you kill it.
I kill it? Yeah.
Oh,
You kill it.
So it had 1 hit point left, and basically you raise up your great sword and you cleave its head off. So a pestilence-covered goat's head with pointed ears and ram horns, tumbles to the ground, and then the body begins to be consumed with flames as it is dismissed back to whatever layer of the abyss it came from.
Well, that was new.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, that books don't usually have monsters in them. Yeah.
The
Robert.
librarian will sheath his sword and say, I feel it's time for you to understand some things. And he goes kind of like back into the storage area, and he grabs just like a dossier-ish kind of briefing on demons and devils. And the title of the book is The Hidden Enemy.
Okay.
And it is by a very prominent scholar, the current Grand Master of the Children of the Storm, well, acting Grand Master, Salazar Domine. And it's a kind of a primer on demons and devils, and it gives you an idea of what some of them are, and you kind of flip through it, and you get to the chapter on the Bullzau, Bullezau, and it is a pestilence demon. And these demons typically offer wizards great knowledge in exchange for their service. Demons and devils are kind of eternally at war, and the two of them are looking to consume as many souls as possible. Devils will try and trick people into contracts, whereas demons will just straight possess people because of the sheer force of their personality. You flip to another section, and you recognize the thing that you found in the basement of Yorick, and you realize that was a shadow demon. And shadow demons are particularly nasty because you may dismiss them, they will return to the abyss, and they will hunt down the thing that dismissed them.
Who killed it last time?
You did.
That was you.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't 100% on that. Great, that's lovely. So it's basically a lower level version of a Rakshasa.
Yeah, I guess.
Lovely. So it might come back and try to kill me.
Yep.
Cool. Always wanted to have a rival.
Well, now you have two.
I don't want the other one. The other one's scary.
Yeah, so, Barry, do you confer this knowledge, or you just spend the entire time kind of like flipping through the book?
Oh no, this would be kind of like a reading out loud as the terror builds.
Barry, can I get you to roll an Arcana check?
Yes. Fuck. 4.
You're having a hard time linking a wizard spellbook to song music, and you kind of get caught on that. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it seems that wizard spellbooks are not something to be taken lightly.
Huh. Now we know.
Well, no, it's just the thing that flashed in my head right there is another breaking news. Water, wet.
Basically.
Yeah. So the Goliath goes, well, I hope now you understand that the wars ended and we were offered another enemy, and it seems we may be losing this fight.
But
Okay.
we just won the fight. We're not losing.
Are you saying this
No.
is happening everywhere?
I wouldn't say everywhere, but temples are becoming increasingly popular, and I'm a librarian with the means of disposing of magical tomes.
Mm.
I would argue that it's kind of common.
Fair. It's as I said before, it's been a long time since I've been home. Do
Mm-hmm.
you know if my parents are both there?
Well, yes. I mean, I saw them the last time I was there, merely a week ago.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Your brother as well. The only one we haven't seen yet is your sister.
You saw Marco?
Well, yes, he's. I believe he's a knight now. Actually, come to think of it.
Oh, good. He was always faster than I was, so that's good. I need to get home. I need to.
I agree. I think it is time that you returned home.
Thank you for your time and thank you for your help in this.
Was
Oh,
that an
it's no
actual good, or
problem.
was that like a sarcastic brother good? Oh, good.
Do you require anything else of me? Feel free to browse. I mean, it's always free to rent books to children of the storm, so take your time, please. Any subject at all. Anything. My library is yours.
Books. Woo.
Do you have any music books?
Of course, there's a whole section, and he leads you over to another area, and it is like sheet musics from musicals and plays and famous bards. It's filling your brain with ideas.
Fantastic.
Fun. Love me some book time.
Thank you, librarian. I'll have to come back at a later date.
Well, I'll
But
be here.
I'm sure I'll be back. And I think we head out.
Shall we?
Hey, please.
Let's go find something for Sanrock.
Yay.
Aye.
Well, we did just kill something. That was pretty good. I'm not
do-
too like.
I do need a new padlock now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about the padlock.
It was a good
It was
idea.
worth it, eh?
It was a good idea.
Should we go check on Sirius?
Nah, he's probably sleeping.
How much time has passed at this point?
Cut to Sirius, and Sirius is still face down, just happily snoring away.
Butt naked, face down,
Mm.
tail kind of twitching, out, snoring loudly.
Yeah. You've probably I would say it's getting pretty close to sunset, just in order to move things along.
Okay.
Well,
Can we just is there anything else that we want to do for the next 3 days, or can we just hand wave it?
I don't
Do
know.
you want to summarize or?
What was that?
Do you
I
want
can't think of anything my character would need to do over the next 3 days.
Yeah, same.
Okay, great. So you spend the next 2 days, because you already spent one, enjoying the sights and sounds of snow melt and just kind of taking things in. Since you have collectively decided to hand wave, you are back on the Osprey and setting out to sea with your
Our
Hull-
new navigator.
hull repaired. So the hardness of the Osprey goes to 5. Let's check in on party funds. You have how many dollar dues?
One sec. 668 gold.
Okay.
And 20 gold in gems.
Nice.
And what did the
And the
conversion
plant.
What did the conversion end up looking like?
The conversion. Oh, the ship's conversion.
Yeah, like what did you put in it? So I'm gonna say
Oh,
with
I see.
20 tons converted, I'll give you like a solid. What do you like? How many bunks did you want to put in there? That kind of stuff.
Well, Logan,
I figured.
what were you thinking? We're gonna need more crew than just us and one navigator, so we need maybe a general bunking area that could probably put.
Yeah, the Osprey performs best.
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 Go ahead.
Oh, I lost you for a sec, Logan. We
Yeah,
didn't get how much.
I'm kind of fluctuating in and out. I'm gonna drop and get back in.
Okay.
Okay.
While he's dropping and getting back in, I was just thinking we need to get more crew, so we need enough room for general crew. If we can do the 20 tons and we can get a room for each of us, and then, but see, that's the whole thing is we have to
Yeah.
There has to be a
Well,
mess. There has to be a
There's
mess.
no way that we need the same amount of space as 5 tons of cargo.
No. So I'm thinking.
So-
There we go. And I'm back.
Do you
We
wanna
could probably
guys-
have
Hey.
6 or so cabins, and then a general bunking area for 6 to 8.
and a mess.
Yeah. Well, the mess is the bunking area.
Oh, okay. That's where people eat too.
You need to get to 20. 20 is the magic number for the Osprey.
Holy shit.
Well, I mean that makes sense though. So
Okay.
like,
Well, let's just do
gi-
straight up.
given how, yeah.
Let's just do straight up. We'll sleep with the crew. 20 bunks, 25 bunks.
There should
then-
probably be like not a cabin, but like
An office.
an office. Yeah.
Yeah, we should have somewhere that we can keep our stuff
Oh,
separate
you mean like a captain's quarters?
Yeah, for me.
for
the
the captain.
So how about I give you guys the week?
Okay.
I'll give you guys the week to kind of suss out what it is you want to convert the space into, just because I don't want to eat up too much of, like, the
Game time.
podcast time
Yeah.
to
Logan, this
being
is
the
very
discussion
interesting.
on how you want the insides to go.
Fair point.
We will draw it up for next week.
Hmm.
We'll like face it time or something, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And not to bore everybody with our extremely detailed interior designing for the next hour spiel, we'll move on.
There will be 3D models and
Good plan.
sketches.
So, break out your AutoCAD. So, you guys set to sea with your newfound hull and smoke on the water. And smoke on the water is already doing like all the other things that Sirius you kind of forgot needed to be done. She's making articulate course and speed changes. She's measuring the speed out of the back using the nautometer. She's kind of like taking angles with the sextant and making sure she's got a good idea where everybody is. And she goes, "Well, I apologize. I'm a little rusty. However, I think it won't take me too long to get my sea legs back. Now, you said that we're heading to Gildren. I actually know one of the shipwrights there, so we may be able to get a discount on moorage when we come in."
That's perfect. Do you think that there's somewhere where we could really fill out the crew? Maybe have like a hiring day to fill out the rest of the crew?
Sorry to impose. Is the gentleman over there with the sword with the engraving, the human?
Nate.
Sorry, he
Nate.
stands out. The
I can hear you.
Nate. I'm sorry. Can you call Nate over? I hate to impose.
Yeah, sure. And I wave Nate over.
Yeah, serious. What's up?
Smoke wants to talk to you.
Smoke.
Hello, I'm Smoke on the Water, and I hate to judge one by its cover, but you have a striking resemblance to the families of Gildren.
I would hope so. I'm one of the children.
Oh, the captain has informed me that we are looking for a crew. Perhaps you could use your connections inside the children's leadership and find us suitable sailors. I know that they can be trusted and will fight to the death.
I would trust anybody we can hire from Gildren with my life. I absolutely agree with you on that.
And so Smoke on the Water kind of turns to Sirius and goes, "Captain, I believe you have found your connection. Gildren will be a very, very good start. On top of that, it's always good to have people who are capable with weapons in case we come across pirates. I will do my best to ensure that we stay clear of their waters."
Yeah, let's hope we only ever have to see the one, right?
We should talk about that sometime. It was a misunderstanding between I and an admiral.
Fair enough.
I'm interested by that statement, but I also don't understand it, so that's fine.
I kind of just wave my hand as like, you know.
Yeah, I would just look puzzled more than anything else.
Fair enough.
Well, how long has it been since you've been home, Nate? Nathaniel? I'm sorry, what do I call you?
When I'm home, probably best to call me by my title, which would be Tell. Um, it's been 12 years since I've been home.
Well, I'm sure the bells will welcome you home.
I honestly want nothing more than that.
Great.
It's been a long time.
So, the Osprey begins to approach Gildren after a very nice several-hour kind of cruise up between Sirius, your skillful handling of the Osprey, and Smoke on the Water's overall navigation ability. I'm not even making you rolling it. Like, you're fine. So you approach, and she motions over to kind of like a hidden little cove that is near the docks to Gildren, and she says, "That's actually a discounted anchorage spot. We could probably stay there as long as we wanted. We're out of the way. We're sheltered. On top of, I could just as easily pull security for as long as we are needed, and then you fellas could all go ashore and complete whatever business it is there. I'll do a full once-over of the Osprey." And she like takes a quick glance. I think this ship is more to it than we have seen. I saw some of her area laid bare during the refit process, and we have some work to do to uncover the full capacity of this vessel.
We've learned a bit. There is something special about it for sure.
It's not because it's the one we're currently on, is it?
No, there's magic in the bones, as they say.
How nice. So you bring the Osprey around. You get it pretty close to the anchorage spot that Smoke on the Water mentioned. You begin to raise the sails. The wind kind of stops being able to push you along. You drift a little bit. Then Xanaruk's up front. You drop the anchor. It catches. No real issues there. And then you're on the boat, and you start getting rowed ashore. Nate, you're able to take in your home for the first time from a perspective that you have hoped you would see for your past 12 years.
Yeah.
Gildren is built on 3 levels, and each level is designed to be more precarious and hazardous than the first. So the actual main entrance is on the backside of the castle. So the 4 of you will have to walk all the way around the outside to make it to the main gate on the backside in order to begin the very long, precarious, several-story uphill climb. And that is designed to make as many defenders be able to see attackers for as long as possible before attackers can possibly make it to the Citadel.
Ugh.
So
It's okay. It'll take Laura less time than you think it will.
without any objectives, objections, you begin your trek. And you make it to the front gate, and the gate is just open. The gate is massive in size, and there are 2 stalwart defender kind of statues. There are these massive 10-story tall carvings of knights with their weapons kind of at rest in front of them. And as you are dwarfed by these statues, you begin your trek, and this once was a probably well-inhabited area. The beginnings that you walk by are all battlements. They're like blockades. They're things that can quickly be closed off in the event of an attack. Then, as you scale up higher, you see still no signs of life, but it transitions into living quarters and barracks, and there are blacksmith huts that are currently empty with no fire in the forges. And it's actually the first person you come across is a young boy who stops at the sight of Nate and immediately turns around and runs away. And after a couple of minutes, you still climbing up, Nate, you hear the bells, the chiming of Ioun's echo. You are being welcome homed by the bell tower that symbolizes the return of successful warriors.
I have never been more proud.
Nate, is this for you?
Yeah, what's happening?
This is all
Do you-
Out of curiosity, the young boy that I saw, how much younger than me was he?
He's like 10, but he knew who you were.
Okay. I was just more wondering if he might have been my brother.
Oh no, like he's like 10 years old.
Okay. Um, this is for me. I'm being welcomed home as a warrior.
Are you like a big deal here?
yeah. What is happening?
My I would kind of explain this as we're walking. The Children of the Storm are a sect of knights that are dedicated to the teachings of Cord. And both my parents are actually they're captains within the order, and they've gone to war, and we as a group we are effectively the spear of the Alliance. We go where we are needed most, and we fight so that others can live and continue living.
Oh,
I haven't been here since I was sent away to be a page with the dwarves, and I haven't seen outside of my brother Marco. I haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen anybody from my family in 12 years.
uh, okay. Where do you live? And I kind of like gesture.
We live. We have a house here.
Oh, okay. So I guess we'll go meet your parents.
Yeah.
I think we first have to go see the town, and then I will be happy to introduce you to my parents and my family.
Oh,
So
okay.
with the mention of needing to see the town, you finally crest through like the third series of fairly large, impressive gates, and on the other side of it is like there is the palace, and the palace stands more or less unused and empty, and instead there sits basically a cluster of about 40 buildings that obviously service the palace, but now since there's just not enough people here, they don't use the palace, so they just brought everybody down. And there's already a cluster of people like gathering around to see who it is, and there's a group of small children who come running out to see who is being rung home. And Nate, you immediately recognize of this 14-year-old boy who comes running up and like hugs your waist as hard as he possibly can, and it is Andrew.
Andrew. Oh my God.
Are you really home? Is this really you? And he's like, he's purposefully tapping as much of you as he can to be like, you're actually here.
I made it home. I came home the long way.
We thought you were dead.
Haven't been killed yet. It took me a lot longer to come home than I ever intended it to. But I'm home now.
Yeah, so at the mention of, like, eventually the whole town is kind of gathered, and seeing Andrew go sprinting off, the twins, Helen and Guinevere, quickly follow. I mean, there are only about 15. You can see, like, a cluster of your siblings. So Clara, Marie, and Joffrey are all just kind of
Holy
standing,
shit.
just kind of like arms crossed, like waiting for you to come to them. Like, you've been gone long enough, you can walk all the way over here before you fucking get embraced. And
I'm not
amongst
even walking. I'm running to, like, basically after I hug
So-
my sisters, I'm running
Is
towards
this
them.
like a full-on like montage slow motion run thing where it's like yes?
I mean,
the
I have
slow motion,
9 siblings.
the slow motion begins when a Nate, how tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
Yeah. So a figure kind of steps out from behind one of the buildings and looks like Nate if maybe about a year younger. Same height, similar build, clad in full plate armor, with a basically a fist emblazoned on his chest with an eye right at the top of it. You see Marcus, and the slow motion begins as the two of you super bro hug. The brothers finally reunited.
Bro.
Basically.
Uh,
Marcus, you
ahead.
made it back.
yeah. Would you get fucking lost, you dummy?
Long story. So when I ended up living with Eric Okra for a couple of years.
You fucking, how did you? I don't even know what to say to that. That is very Nate.
That's what I get for being tracked by wyverns, right?
Jesus fucking Christ, it's so good. I'm so glad you're alive. You're looking well. You're eating well.
When I last saw you, you had worse armor than I. You look good.
Well, that's what happens when you come home and you deal with things. I'm a knight now, so you may call me sir, or you will not address me at all.
Well, Sir Delorier.
That's fucking right. Then he's rubbing your hair and stuff like that. It's like, Jesus Christ, it's good to see you.
Oh man, it feels like a lifetime.
Well, you wait until mother and father see you.
I'm just glad that I was able to make it back and see everybody again. God, I look back at I gesture over to Andrew and I kind of pull him in for a bit of a hug. I'm like, last time I saw you, you were not but 2 years old.
Well, I got bigger.
Yes, you did. I look over at Marcus. Have you been training him?
He's a little young, but he's picking it up. He hasn't really decided if he likes big sticks or really big sticks.
I look at him. You like big sticks. You like really big sticks.
Sirius just goes.
You can hear a fairly deep chuckle from behind you, and both you and Marcus kind of turn around and see your dad standing there in a really nice kind of like a working man's brown shirt, but he's got a little bit more years on him than you recently remember. His hair's thinning a little bit at the top. He's a little bit softer around the midsection, but he's still got those massive dad forearms that you remember assisting you learn the longsword.
Yeah. As I see him, just purely out of habit, I salute and I say, Dad, Din.
So you finally returned.
I'm sorry it took longer than I expected.
Well,
I took the long way around.
It's good to have you back. We're almost back to a full set, you know.
Almost.
Well, you know, Lynette, she's a little headstrong. She hasn't returned since you left.
Oh. She's been gone longer than I have.
Indeed, and it wears on your mother greatly. Speaking of which, where's that hot piece of ass I married? And the mom is like kind of hiding somewhere, like desperately trying to put her face back together before she steps out. She's trying to hold back tears, where she's like, "You son of a bitch! I told you to be back."
I tried to come back, but I come bearing gifts.
And all the kids immediately are like, "Oh, show me, bring me first." And then the dad is like, "Oh, I see. You've come for the test, then."
I have. I've come home for two reasons. First, to see my family.
Mm.
Second, to become a knight.
Well, we can talk of that tomorrow. For the time being, let's drink in the family, even if it may be noticeably incomplete. But for now, the Deloriers have been as complete as they possibly could be, and we should drink that in. Sorry, you have friends. How rude of me.
I do, and
Nate, please introduce me.
that's completely my fault. Father, friends, this is Hector Delorier, Din, one of the Dins of Gildren. Father, this is my friend Sirius.
He doesn't look so serious.
I assure you I am, and I bow slightly.
Oh, please. We've abandoned formality here. I hold the rank purely because it exists. But please, you can call me Hector. And he kind of reaches out a well-worn, very tough-looking hand. And as you exchange grips, this is a man who knows the weight of his sword by memory.
I firmly shake his hand.
We also have Zanaruk and Barry.
And Hector looks up at Zanaruk and just kind of like nods and goes, and then goes to Barry, and Hector reaches his arm and goes, hello, I'm Hector, and you are, I heard Barry, but I know you have a longer name, please.
Hi, sir. My name is Barry Cianadel.
Oh, well, pleasure to meet you. If any friend of my dear boy is, well, the family, as far as I'm concerned. So you eat and dine for free, gentlemen. It's on us. No, and there will be no fighting about it. If you are his friends, then you will need your rests, because you will be amongst the trial in the morning as well.
Excuse me?
Trial, you see.
Father, I haven't had a chance to explain.
Then you have a day to explain it to them, son, because you come talking immediately of the test, then the test you shall have.
Nate, what's
That is
going
fair.
on?
Is this like a fighting test? Because it sounds fun.
Friends, why family, we will catch up with you. And I kind of look over to Marcus. Marcus, can you join us for a drink? I want to see my best friend.
Or
and my
7, or 12.
Well,
Marcus kind of leads you towards the tavern called the Gilded Eel and says, well, if you're going to do the test, then you absolutely need to become honorary members of Gildren.
Only way to do that is to have a drink here, boys.
okay.
Oh, yeah. I think you're singing the song of Zanaruk for sure.
So you kind of head over to the only tavern in town, the Gilded Eel, and
love
you
that.
open the door, and you are immediately greeted by Vondel Gorun, the dwarven linkage back to the dwarven capital that you worked at, and he runs the tavern that's there, and he is a knight in the Children of the Storm. And he kind of outreaches his arms and he's like, Nathaniel, old boy, it's good to see you.
Sir Gorun, it has been a long time.
Well, you know the standard. If it looks like you have friends to drink in, then I'll bring you a couple of eels.
I think we need to have 5
5 what? 5 what?
Attaboy.
eels.
Heels?
Eels. And
You're not a fan of seafood?
No, does it mean a drink or a legitimate eel?
Are we eating eels?
I thought
what's
we
the
were drinking.
difference?
I guess that
You
Well-
can do both?
There's a
It
big
can be
difference
both.
between eating an eel and drinking a drink.
Oh, it can be both.
What?
Oh, well,
So, Nate, just to clarify here, so that way you're not being unnecessarily vague. The eel is a drink that they will drink that is known for its slimy consistency.
neato.
Oh.
but you just need to have one.
I'll have 12.
Are we getting screeched?
Basically.
Little bit.
It's basically that, yeah.
Oh well, all right. Let's do it.
Now, how you know, I am kissing no sub-oceanic creature tonight.
Well, now I wouldn't go too far about that.
I've
There's
kissed my
some
fair
rather
share of
not.
oceanic creatures.
I was gonna say, there's some people here who aren't necessarily lookers, but they'll throw you around once or twice.
I kind of like elbow Zan, like.
Meh.
You're no fun.
Xander Rook is only into dudes.
What?
A shocking character reveal.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Okay, great. So, 5 eels come out, and it's a shot glass filled with a very, very, very viscous black liquid.
I pick it up and I say, friends, brother, to good ships, to wood ships, to ships that sail the sea. But the best ships are friendships. And may they always be.
I just immediately take the
Yeah,
shot.
yeah. As soon as I'm just like, "Ugh," just drink it.
Everybody takes a shot. I need the 3 new people, so Barry, Xanaruk, and Sirius, to make Constitution saving throws.
This is also the first time I've had
Okay.
eel.
Oh, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
23.
16.
I'm 17.
10.
Barry, you have a hard time choking it down. Vondel, the dwarven tavern keep kind of elbows you and goes, not your first time, is it there, half-elf?
I would be. I'm used to dwarven whiskey. Oh.
Up here, we brew something a little bit special. It has a little bit of sea salt and my own special ingredient.
Is it fish? Is the ingredient fish?
Probably. Maybe eel.
Perhaps a finely blended version of it, yes.
Sir,
I'll have another one.
I like that.
Another one.
Me
Please
too.
stop screwing with them. Let them have the good stuff.
Oh, fine. God damn it. I really thought I was going to have them there. Hold on. I'll get you the good ones. And he actually ends up pulling out some of the old dog whiskey that you guys encountered before, known for its potency but also overall effectiveness. And he gives you a couple of shots of these things.
Mm.
So you guys get to sip on that for a little bit.
I turn to Marcus. So last I saw you was about 5 years ago at this point.
Mm.
When did you get back?
Well, 3.5 now. I got back and then I just kept training with Dad. I mean, Sword and Shield really can't be beat, as I remember that I have demonstrated to you once or twice.
I seem to remember beating you at least once or twice.
Well, I think we need to agree to disagree.
It'd be an unfair fight right now. You're wearing plate.
Well, it comes with the station, I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
I suppose one really shouldn't drink in a diplomatic manner while still armed to the teeth. If you'll excuse me, I will take this off and transition into something a little bit more comfortable. Perhaps now would be a good time to explain to your friends what you have roped themselves into. Good luck with that.
I'm just sitting across from Nate, just staring him in the face.
I will do my best, but I only know snippets, so we're gonna find out how this is gonna go. But we'll see you once you come back.
Yeah. So Marcus gets up and leaves, leaving the four of you at the table. Now, yeah, Nate. I think now would be a good time to talk about the beliefs of the Children of the Storm.
Yeah. So, like as a general rule, the Children of the Storm have three primary beliefs. One, which I've already kind of outlined, the principle of being the spear of humanity. We fight so others can live. The second is to be strong and brave and to never let cowardice reign. And the third is to learn from all those who will teach and to teach to all of those who would learn. And so me coming back, so as I said on the ship, I'm currently a tell, or a squire is a more common term.
Okay.
And it's my goal to be knighted. In order to do that, I need to pass a trial.
What does that
This
have to
isn't
do
like a
with
court
us?
of law type trial. That makes me feel a little bit better.
Sorry?
This isn't something like a court of law trial then.
No. There's a couple things I need to do. So first, I need to bring gifts, the information that I have. So I'm provide because the Children of the Storm represent two major gods, Kord and Ioun. And so the gifts that I'm bringing, the knowledge that I'm bringing back, that's for Ioun. The trial, I've never seen one take place, but I do know that it's a physical trial, which makes sense for Kord. But and here's where you guys come in. So thanks for coming with me. The trial isn't solo. It's a team trial. I need to be able to work and lead a team through the trial. In the end, I'll be knighted and you will be considered honorary members.
Okay.
Members of what?
Yeah.
The Children of the Storm.
So the Children of the Storm is a faction that you guys would have
Yeah.
heard of once or twice.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay.
And they're the one, like that's the faction I'm part of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Nate. I gave you my word that we would do your thing, and if this is your thing, I'll do it real hard.
Okay, so at the mention of doing it real hard, Marcus comes out again after changing out of his full plate, and he stands now in kind of like a really nice, kind of like a blue tailored jacket, and some brown kind of cotton pants. Leaning up against the bar is his sword and shield. On the shield is basically emblazoned the crest of the Children of the Storm. So that mailed, closed cord fist with the Ioun eye kind of just above. And then,
like correction on that. It's
yeah.
The fist isn't. I went with the spears and maces, the circle of spears.
Okay.
And maces.
Retcon to the circle of spears and maces.
Sorry.
It's okay. So, just as Marcus comes back out again, and he's got that beaming smile of his on his face, the bells of Ioun's echo ring out again. And you hear a call come out from the courtyard. And it's some random person that says, "The Deloriers are whole again! Lynette has returned!"
I look at Marcus immediately, slightly
And,
concerned.
And Marcus looks at you, walks over, grabs his sword and shield, and then makes for the door.
Is
And
it,
Nate,
that
what's happening?
is where
Is this
we're
a
going to
bad
call
thing?
our session.
oh.